You are now rocking with the hottest boxing podcast in the land. True Media Boxing Radio with your host, Coach Malachi Williams.
True.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up, family? This is our boy, Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Boxing Radio. We are back. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find something right here. I literally just walked through the door. I just walked in the house. That's why we kind of like 5 minutes late. I literally just walked in the house. I want to talk about the heavyweights tomorrow night. You know, we got the heavyweights coming on tomorrow. Matter of fact, let me straighten my head up. Man, y'all know I got to look right for the camera, man. Where my water? I ain't got my water. God damn, I think I left my water out there, man. I'm going to have to go get up and go get my water in a minute. I'm so used to drinking water during the show that I don't know if I can doggone do a show. Let me see if y'all can hear me. All right, okay. You guys can hear me. Yeah, I'm so used to drinking water during the show. I don't even know if I can do an entire show without drinking no goddamn water, man. For real, though. You get what I'm saying? True. Anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about this heavyweight fight tomorrow. I think it's over there in Saudi Arabia. And we're going to talk about these pay-per-view numbers. You know, Devin Haney calling cap about his numbers, this and that, yada, 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 yada. Trust me, I get it. I know what's going on. As I told you guys before, there's a civil war going on online, you know, between Tank fans and Devin Haney fans. So if you're down with Tank, you can't like Devin Haney, and Devin Haney is this and that, and he's not a star. He doesn't deserve a fight to. He doesn't deserve the right to fight Tank Davis and this and that, yada, 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 yada. Bill Haney is, you know, he seemed like he has an obsession with Tank for whatever the reason. I know he wants to fight the guy, but as I told him before, man, leave the man alone, stop bullying the man, stop stalking the man. Now it's just getting to the point to where it seems like a damn obsession. You get what I'm saying? If a nigga if you trying to call the dude out and the dude telling you to keep your name out of his mouth, leave him alone, then that's telling you that the guy's not interested in fighting you, right? So it is what it is. This is not the James Lights Out Tony era or the Marvin Hagler era or whatever. This is a different era, a different day. Casuals run the block as it relates to boxing. Pretty much for the most part. Casuals run the day as it relates to boxing because the casuals don't spend no money. Casuals don't spend any money. When I say money, I mean like pay-per-views. They're gonna stream the fight, stuff like that. And I stream some fights as well, a couple. If it's something that I'm not going to pay for, I will stream it myself. But a lot of the boxing fans, who show up to these fights, I think those guys who show up to the fights are the actual boxing fans, stuff like that. So it is what it is. Things are different. I've been telling Bill Haney this here, but he's hell-bent on keeping the boy from Baltimore's name in his mouth. So, hey, at the end of the day, he's a grown man. It is what it is. At the end of the day, he's not getting that fight, so he need to move on. It's like a woman. It's like you trying to talk. It's like a man trying to talk to a woman, and the woman is telling you she's not interested in you. I don't like you. I don't like you because, you're not tall enough. You're too fat, or you're too skinny, or you're not short enough, or your teeth are crooked, or whatever. The woman is telling you she's not interested in you, and you're throwing a hissy fit that the woman don't want to talk to you. True. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. So some people got to learn the hard way. Some people got to learn the hard way. It is what it is. Anyways, shout out to Epoxy dropping that half a dub. He says it's not hard to believe those numbers. Young men is getting started. Young men is getting started. It's Christmas season. It was Regis, not a high-profile name. It's expected. I get it. Everybody can't be Floyd, Oscar, or Canelo. All right, cool. All right. It is what it is, man. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, me personally, it is what it is. I'm not tripping. The man did 50,000. Rick Glaser said he did 50,000. You know what's funny to me? This was funny to me. You know, you got people that say they don't believe nothing Rick Glaser say because he hates the PBC, and that is true. He do hate the PBC, and that's true. But you got guys who will believe, Dan Rafael or whoever, and Dan Rafael hates Rick Glaser. And Rick Glaser has been calling these numbers for a long time, probably damn near 20-something years, almost 30 years, right? And Dan Rafael does the same. Dan Rafael has a really, really good relationship with the PBC, so he's very pro-PBC, Dan Rafael is. And he's always going to report stuff that's going to be very, very favorable to them. So Dan Rafael does the exact same thing that Rick Glaser does, but on the opposite side. But because he's on the side that a lot of people online love, which is the PBC, he can't do any wrong to those guys. So I do get that. He can't do any wrong. That's their guy. No problem. And then Glaser is the hated guy, understandably so, this and that, yada, 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 blah, this, quasi. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I don't get none of the money. True. I don't get any of the money. You get what I'm saying? And you guys know me. I don't get caught up in fanaging and promoting talk because it don't mean shit at the end of the day. At the end of the day, if it's a fight on pay-per-view, I'm the one that if I really want to watch that fight, I got to pay for it. Or I can steal it online. They say, you know what? They be saying, oh, he's stealing the feed. That's, we gotta stop saying that shit. Because this is what it is, right? The people who be saying people be stealing the feed, like, bro, cut it out. I guess that's their way of trying to make people feel bad. Oh man, you ain't watching the fight, you stealing it. My nigga, people be like, if people have a way to watch something for free versus having to pay for it, they're gonna watch it for free. That's just what people are going to do, right? And then another thing too is I said this before. If you listen to any of my predictions before Devin Haney fought Regis Prograis, I said this pay-per-view is not going to do good. It's going to flop. Why did I say that? I said because this is not a pay-per-view fight. And then you put on a pay-per-view fight right after David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade had a fight. They had their fight on Black Friday weekend. That shit went triple plastic. I think what Andrade and Benavidez did 60,000 pay-per-view buys, something like that. 66. It did terrible. One is not a pay-per-view fight. Neither one of these guys are mega stars. The casuals are not going to buy them. They don't really know those guys like that. They don't know them at all, right? And then you put it on Black Friday. Then you put it on a Black Friday holiday, a Thanksgiving holiday. It's not going to work. And then you follow that up with, okay, Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. Now I hear what Bill Haney is saying. Oh man, people running the narrative of this and that, and you can't be believing these guys. They need to show the numbers. And I'm like, I hear what you're saying, Bill. It is what it is. But when I remember some of these guys, some of these guys who you say we can't listen to, they, I think when they said Loma and Dev did like 150, 160,000 pay-per-view buys, no one had an issue with that, right? So what I realize is, depending on who you like, what side of the fence you're on, what type of narrative or agenda you're pushing, we like to pick and choose who we want to believe. I.e., Glaser is the type of person, a lot of people don't like him, so they don't want to believe nothing he says. Even though I find it very strange that Dan Rafael reports very similar numbers that Rick Glaser reported, not everybody believe Dan Rafael. It's because they don't like Glaser. And this is what people do. When they don't like somebody, they will reject the information that comes from them. And if it's somebody they like, they will accept the information. But the guy who you don't like came out with the information first. He came out with the information first. But you won't like him because a lot of these guys are pro-PBC guys. You get what I'm saying? Content creators as well. So I do get it. I understand that I get it. Me, where I'm at with it, I'm like, man, and this is why I can't be close to any of these guys. because a lot of these guys are really going to lean more towards. I told you, the politics of this, YouTube boxing is this. You got a lot of some of these channels, they, again, they have relationships with a lot of different people. Me personally, I am building my relationship portfolio as well. But a lot of these guys, they've been compromised already. So, it doesn't, they don't hide what side of the street they represent. They don't hide it at all. Especially, you know what I mean? If you're gonna, you're gonna get access to fights and you're gonna get access to certain fighters, then, it is expected, that, hey, you're going to say things that's more favorable for us. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all what I know. That's how this shit works. And again, I ain't saying no names, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. True. I ain't the one to knock a nigga hustle, but that's how you hustle. That's how you get it down. That's how you get it down. You get what I'm saying? That's how you get it down. That's how you get it down. Just know that all of some of your favorite YouTube channels, the dudes they rock with, I don't rock with. These are the facts. And you'll know. Like the dudes that they rock with, I don't rock with. And the dudes I rock with, they don't rock with. I mostly rock with people who the popular, the cool kids don't rock with. The people who I rock with, the narrative pushers that's online, like the bigger town, I don't rock with them. You know what I mean? So the people who they rock with don't rock with me, and I don't rock with them. And the people who they don't rock with, I rock with and they rock with me. That's pretty much how it goes. True. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, guess what? All this other shit that's going on ain't got nothing to do with me. I tell people time and time again, your issues are not my issues, and my issues are not your issues. Anyway, let's get ready to get into the show. Now, Devin Haney challenges the accuracy of reported pay-per-view buys. Dan Rafael came out, and Dan Rafael blocked me on Twitter. I don't even know why. I don't even know that. I don't even know the motherfucker myself. But he blocked me. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. But Dan Rafael, Rick Glaser came out before Dan Rafael a week or so ago, and said, hey, he did 50,000 pay-per-view buys. But it came from Rick Glaser, so, oh man, we're going to dismiss him. Okay, now it comes from an ally of Devin Haney. Dan Rafael is respected by a lot of motherfuckers. I don't respect him myself, but he's respected by a lot of motherfuckers. He's a part of the cool kids. He's a part of the Al Heyman group. You get what I'm saying? So, he's the guy that everybody, Dan said this, and the Rafaels, the Carpenters, and this and that. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a part of that crew. You get what I'm saying? So, and I would never be a part of that crew. Never. You know what I mean? I'm just the coffee too strong over here for me. The coffee too strong. You know what I mean? But, so he put out a report, and he's very, very friendly and down and cool with Devin Haney. And, he put out in the point, man, it did 55,000. So he reported 5,000 more. Then, he reported 5,000 more than Rick Glaser. Now, Booger Ray Leonard said that it did 50, but Booger Ray Leonard quoted Rick Glaser. The same Rick Glaser who Booger Ray Leonard don't like. Booger Ray don't like Rick Glaser. Rick Glaser don't like Booger Ray Leonard. But guess what? He quoted Rick Glaser's numbers. But he never quotes Rick Glaser's numbers when he said, hey, man, Isaac Cruz and Tank did 52,000 pay-per-view buys. Oh, that's a lie. Tank Davis and Hector Garcia did 66,000 pay-per-view buys. Oh, that's a lie. He don't know what he's talking about. Rick Glaser say that Devin Haney did 50,000 pay-per-view buys. Oh yeah, that's the truth, buddy. That's the truth. Let's give him a round of applause. True. I.e. confirmation bias. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand. Devin Haney has went on the offensive via Twitter. Twitter is the weapon of choice, calling cap on the 50,000 to 55,000 pay-per-view buys. You know what I mean? Of the Haney versus Prograis fight. These reports were released by Rick Glaser. These, the guys that's, this, and y'all know Rick Glaser is known as the PBC hater. He came on here and he said he can't stand Al Heyman. He don't like Al Heyman. Al Heyman has a cult-like following online. So if you say anything against Al, you know what I mean, then people gonna turn against you, right? And and basically, for those who don't know, Rick Glaser knows Al Heyman personally. They was doing business together some years ago. And Rick Glaser, he's a narcissist. He admitted that he is a narcissist. And Al Heyman kind of like disrespecting him in some way in a business dealing or whatever. And Rick Rick said that Al didn't give him credit for something. It was something. I don't want to misquote what he said, but they used to deal with each other back in the day. They had a falling out, and Rick is holding on to it right now today in 2023.
True.
So at least he met the guy and had dealings with him. Now all you other motherfuckers who capping, who ain't never seen him, I don't know why. You know what I mean? But that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? So basically, you know, as you guys know, Rick Glaser is known as the PBC hater. That is true. So because he hates the PBC, this is why people don't take what he says, you know, to heart, because they feel like anything he says is always going to be slanted against the PBC. And that's fair for anyone who feels that way. That's fair for you to feel that way. That's fair. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Now, and Dan Rafael, you know, he is the guy that's known for being the PBC lover. This is why a lot of the guys love Dan Rafael, because most of these guys online love Al Haymon and the PBC. So anything Dan Rafael says is 100,000% correct. And anything that anyone says outside of Dan Rafael, they look at him with a fine tooth comb or with the magnifying glass. Now, so that's pretty much how that goes, right? And as you know, Dan Rafael and Rick Glaser, they don't like each other. Both of them, that thing Rick Glaser called Dan Rafael the fat man. Both of them are fat men, though.
True.
Anyways, there have been times where Dan put out pay-per-view numbers after Rick Glaser that were similar to Rick. But the fact of the matter is this, you know, there are no pay-per-view stars in America today. These are the facts. These are no pay-per-view stars. That pay-per-view star shit is over with. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna break this shit down like a 57 Chevy. This is gonna be too easy for me to do. You know, so it is what it is. Now, the closest thing to a pay-per-view star in today's time is the boy from Mexico, Saul Canelo Alvarez, because he's gonna average over 500,000 pay-per-view buys every time he does a pay-per-view. That's his average. Which is the opposite of anomaly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's the opposite of that. Anomaly. Sorry about that. It's the opposite of anomaly. You get what I'm saying? So basically, an anomaly is something that's the norm. What's the norm? What's the average? You know, I mean, that's that's not what anomaly means. Anomaly is the opposite of that. It's basically when, like, let's say you average out 500,000 pay-per-view buys, or you average out 200,000 pay-per-view buys. That's what you normally average, or 150 when you fight. But when you fight this one guy, you do 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. That's an anomaly, right? That's outside of the norm. You normally don't do that, but this particular fight was lightning in a bottle. You see what I'm saying? Now, what normally happen after the anomaly, then after that, when you see that fighter fight somebody else again that's not of that caliber that made lightning in a bottle, you see that guy go right back down to what he normally do. 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. What, he'll go right back down to that. So that'll tell you everything you need to know.
True.
You get what I'm saying? Perfect example. Tank versus Ryan Garcia was an anomaly, right? An anomaly, as I said, guys, is something that deviates from the standard or the norm for that particular fighter, or just that as it relates to boxing for that particular fighter. So we're gonna relate it to that, right? Fighters like Deontay Wilder, Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Hector Garcia, and Isaac Cruz have all flopped, you know, at the pay-per-view box office. Like literally, Wilder, 77,000 pay-per-view buys that were reported, you know, with Robert Helenius. Tank, Isaac Cruz, flop. Tank, Hector Garcia, flop. You get what I'm saying? Devin Haney and Regis Prograis, flop. You get what I'm saying? So these things have happened. There's some more fighters that flop. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, flop. And I'm gonna tell you why these things like this happen, right? There's a lot of things that go into play with this now. The only way fighters can sell big pay-per-view numbers in today's time, it would have to be two big-name fighters fighting each other. If they're not two big-name fighters fighting each other, guess what? Them fighters ain't gonna do good. I'm just telling you, bro. I don't give a damn how big you think your fighter is. Let his ass get in there with a whole can cheese sandwich and see how many pay-per-views he do. For those who caught up on, you know, who live their lives vicariously through your favorite fighter. You know, my fighter's soul is. Okay, well, you still broke at your mama house. You get what I'm saying? So, as I said before, Regis Prograis is not a pay-per-view draw or an attraction. And these are just the facts. This ain't no hate on Regis. Regis' team will probably say, yeah, the nigga over there named Coach, yeah, he's saying you ain't no draw, you ain't no this and that. Don't give him no interview. Nigga, I don't want the interview. I'm good.
True, true, true.
I'm just telling you the facts. The Regis ain't no draw. He can't even sell out in New Orleans. So how do you take a guy who he can't even sell out his own hometown, put it on pay-per-view, and be shocked that it didn't sell? Be shocked that it didn't sell. If you listen to my predictions before the fight, I said that this fight gonna go triple wood. Oh, listen. Pull up. Listen. Go to any video we did that week of the fight, and then look at my prediction. Friday, we always do prediction day. We're gonna do prediction day today. For the heavyweights, we always do prediction day. I said that, look, this shit gonna go wood. I say this ain't no pay-per-view fight. And this is what happens when you take non-pay-per-view fighters and put them on pay-per-view. It's like, just because you tell me this guy's a star doesn't make him a star as it relates to pay-per-view wise. And a lot of this shit just smoke and mirrors anyways. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And then on top of that, you add insult to injury. How many pay-per-view fights have we seen this year, guys? I probably need to Google how many pay-per-view because listen, I damn near bought all of them. Like, I ain't one of these niggas that gonna be sitting online arguing for 10, 11, 12 hours, talking about, sign the contract, this and that. I'm the one that's buying the fights. Shout out to my sister Carmen Serene in the building. Y'all hit the like button. I'm the one that's buying them. I show my receipts. And you got people like Carmen Serene, she show up at the fights. She physically be there. So Carm got the money to go to fights. I've been to fights myself as well, right? And then you guys will see me in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas Super Bowl weekend for the Teofimo Lopez fight. I'll be there. You get what I'm saying? So I'm the guy that's going to fights. Carmen Serene, she go to fights. She go to more fights than me. And I buy the pay-per-views, right? So I'm not going to sit here and argue with a nigga who ain't going to no fight that ain't buying no pay-per-view. It's a mute point. You're nobody to argue with, sir. And then in today's time, the economy is bad. Right now it's fucked up. Inflation crazy like hell. Christmas time, Thanksgiving coming up. We have an oversaturation of pay-per-views. It's an oversaturation of pay-per-views. So now, the people like myself who buy all the pay-per-views. Now I didn't buy Hector Garcia and Tank. I ain't buy that shit. Wasn't gonna pay for that, But I did buy Ryan Garcia and Tank. Because those were two big name fighters. I come up in the era where the only time we saw a pay-per-view fight, it was two big name fighters. It can't be a big name fighter and Snart from the Thundercats. It can't be a big name fighter and Olive Oil from Popeye. It can't be a big name fighter and the Smurfette from the Smurf. It has to be a big name fighter versus a big name fighter. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Next year, I'm looking forward to seeing King Kong and Godzilla. Two of my favorite monsters, fictitious monsters, King Kong and Godzilla. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm gonna break because now you got King Kong and Godzilla fighting the Scar King and another creature. That's pay-per-view. Because you got King Kong and Godzilla in the same movie. That's pay-per-view. You can't have King Kong and Papa Smurf. You're King Kong and Papa Smurf. This is a Smurf. Just imagine King Kong on there. He finna get ready to fight a monster. And then you hearing the goddamn Smurf song. La, 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 la. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to see King Kong and Godzilla go at it.
True.
And then you have these fools online arguing. Yeah, nigga, my fighter Papa Smurf. You see what he did when he fought Papa Smurf? I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man.
True.
And this is another thing, right? The reason why the pay-per-view model, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, right? As I said, Regis Prograis is not a pay-per-view star. He's just not. And ain't nobody no damn pay-per-view star, to be honest with you. Really, I think the only one closest to it is Canelo. And then, I don't know what Joshua and Fury are doing over there in the UK, but I'm saying in America, that's just being honest. Because that's just being honest, guys. I just gotta tell you the truth. It is what it is. This shit ain't the Mike Tyson era, the Floyd Mayweather era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, the Sugar Ray Leonard. Those days are gone. This is a new era. This is the era of streaming And the streaming platforms are very, very good. People gonna find a way to watch your fight for free. Why should I pay $79.99 or $80, $85 for a fight when I got this goddamn this streaming website? Well, boy, I can get that fight and get it real, real clear. That's what people gonna do. And then when you do pay-per-views, it's all about the timing. You can't drop no pay-per-view fight around Thanksgiving. You can't do no pay-per-view fight between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And if you do a pay-per-view fight around Thanksgiving or between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you damn well better have some big name fighters fighting around that time.
True.
You can't take no niggas that ain't no draw and then say we gonna put them on pay-per-view. And the reason why you get a lot of these pay-per-view fights is because the fighters want too much money. Fighter A I want $5-6 million. A fighter B say, I want $5-6 million. The net bro looking like, okay, nigga, you can't sell out a poach chop bone, and then you can't sell out a wet paper bag. Okay, cool. So I tell you what, this is what we gonna do. Okay, you did now Haney and Regis Prograis, they did wonderful at the gate. I did wonderful at the gate. But I'm saying that fight shouldn't have been on pay-per-view. I'm on record saying this. Just like I said, Benavidez and Andrade, that fight should not have been on pay-per-view. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, that fight should have been on pay-per-view. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, that fight should have been on pay-per-view. You get what I'm saying? Those are the only two fighters that should have been on pay-per-view. Oh yeah, Canelo and Jamel Charlo, that fight should have been on pay-per-view. That's Canelo. Canelo ain't gonna do no less than 500,000-600,000. He ain't gonna do no less than that. Canelo can fight me. And you know what? If he fight me, shit, you know, I can sell a fight because I don't be talking shit. I might push him on stage. I might run after I push him. You know what I mean? Might have 1,000 mofos in front of me, holding me back. You know what I mean? But, you know, I think me and Canelo can do about 500.
True.
Yeah. Cause all the shit I'm gonna talk, it's gonna be a whole bunch of Canelo fans. They gonna buy the fight just to see Canelo knock my ass out. I'm tired of the motherfucker Puto talking all this shit. God damn, yeah, we gonna get him. We gonna get him, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, man, these dudes, I mean, that's just what's happening. So these fighters want an astronomical amount of money. Dog, you ain't no draw like that, fam. And the Prograis and Haney fight, that fight was marketed. I mean, I think they did really, really good in promotions myself. You know, like back in the day, they used to go on multi-city tours. They don't do that anymore. They don't go on multi-city tours. If you got a big fight coming up, like a Tyson or Lennox Lewis or Tyson or Holyfield or whatever, they used to go multi-city tours. Nigga, I'm in New York promoting, press conference there. I mean, like when Ryan Garcia and Tank fought, they did it pretty good. They did LA, did a press conference in LA, they did a press conference in doggone New York. That's how you do it. Hagler and them, they used to go 7-8 city multi-city tours. Nigga, I'm in New York promoting. I'm in doggone LA promoting. Okay, dog, I'm in Miami promoting. We going all over, doing it all over again. You get what I'm saying? Conor McGregor and Floyd, that was a mega fight. So when dudes go to telling me about Floyd did this and Floyd did that, Floyd didn't do it by himself. He was one half of the equation. If you look at any big number that Floyd did on pay-per-view wise, look at who he fought. Manny Pacquiao's. He fought dudes that had their own country behind them and had a big following. Ricky Hatton fought a dude who had his whole country behind him, had a big following. Conor McGregor had an entire country in the UFC behind him and a big following. That's the formula to selling big pay-per-views. You gotta be a big enough star yourself, and then you gotta have a following, and you gotta fight somebody else that's a big star like you and has a following.
True.
That's the recipe. Anything outside of that it ain't nothing but a whole can cheese sandwich.
True.
The reason why, and this is what I have to say, right? And let's talk about DAZN. DAZN hasn't released the pay-per-view buys for this fight. We have heard nothing official from DAZN. Why DAZN haven't released the pay-per-view numbers? It's been what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks now? We ain't heard a peep from DAZN. DAZN can clear all of this up. DAZN can come out right now and say, hey, my name is DAZN. Look, guys, these are the official pay-per-view numbers of the Devin Haney and Regis Prograis fight. How in the hell Devin Haney fights on DAZN, had a fight with Regis Prograis, Bill Haney promote the fight, Regis Prograis, manager, CEO, manager, all that stuff there, and they don't know the pay-per-view numbers? Like, you ain't got nothing solid. Like, well, wait a minute now. No, we had Bill on. Bill did say he heard from what his people told him, and at the zone, they told him it did anywhere between 150 to 250. That's very vague. Rick Glaser and Dan Rafael came out with something concrete. They say, no, this is exactly what it did. Rick say 50, Rafael say 55. Booger Ray Leonard pretty much mimicking what he heard Rick Glaser say, and about 4 people said so. Guess what? The zone ain't said nothing.
True.
If anybody can send me a press clipping what the zone said, standing on something. Yeah, we are the zone, and this is what the fight did. There's a reason why they ain't saying nothing. I'm gonna just put it that way. There's a reason why they ain't saying nothing. I'll let you guys figure that out. Now, the reason why the pay-per-view model, in my opinion, is dead in today's time is because there is an oversaturation of pay-per-views in the market. Oversaturation, right? Fighters like Isaac Cruz, Hector Garcia, Robert Helenius, and Regis Prograis should not have been on pay-per-view. There's nothing pay-per-view about these fighters I just named. No disrespect to them, but that's the reality of the situation. Pay-per-view should only be reserved for when two big-name fighters fight each other. Outside of that, the pay-per-view model is dead. I gave you several examples. When y'all like to brag on Floyd, but guess what? You ain't giving doggone Conor McGregor no credit, huh? Look, what do Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao, Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya, what do they have in common? Anybody, what do they have in common? They had huge followings. They were megastars in their own right. So when you have a one star plus 2 stars equals massive pay-per-view numbers. 1 star versus Pork Chop Willie average nothing. And if you got a B-side fighter versus a B-side fighter, guess what? You know, like anything that's not 2 big name fighters, it is what it is. You can't be putting it. We had too many pay-per-views this year, dog. Too many. People get pay-per-view fatigue. You have to put the pay-per-view fight on at the right time. There has to be a demand for it. Both guys have to be big enough. It has to be a demand for it. And then if you got 2 fighters that really ain't that big, or one fighter that's good, big, but the other fighter is really not that big, you know, you can't put them on pay-per-view in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Shit ain't gonna do well. You get what I'm saying? Now, in other news, tomorrow night, guys, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder will be fighting on the same card in Saudi Arabia. This heavyweight card is stacked. Pretty much stacked, right? We don't know what we're going to get yet between these two men. I don't know. I'm not going to lie, man. If there's an upset between these two fights, between Wilder and Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua and Odo Wallin, I'll probably pick maybe Odo Wallin to upset Anthony Joshua. I'm saying if there'll be an upset. It's kind of hard for me to see Wilder being upset by Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, you get what I'm saying? He just took a beat down from Yang. I think not Yang. Who beat him down? Joe Joyce had beat him down. He took a lot of punishment that fight. I don't know. I ain't never been no Joseph Parker fan, to be fair with you. Joseph Parker is all right. He's an average fighter at heavyweight at best. There's nothing unique about Joseph Parker. So I think I'm picking Wilder. I'm picking Wilder to slide him, send him to La La Land.
True.
But I could be wrong. Joseph Parker could have the fight of his life. He could have the fight of his life. One thing Wilder won't have to worry about, he won't have to worry about Joseph Parker leaning on him, putting all his weight on him, wearing those skinny legs out, because, you know, Wilder got them skinny legs, so he ain't got to worry about that. So, yeah, if Wilder can't beat Joseph Parker, boy, I don't know what to tell you, boy. I'm picking Wilder to slide. I'm picking Wilder to slide Joseph Parker. Now, it is what it is. So we don't know exactly what we're going to get from these two men. I also saw the weigh-in between Gerald CVS Miller. Gerald Fat Baby Miller. You know, the Gerald Miller weigh-in and the Daniel Dubois weigh-in. The Gerald Miller came in weighing 330 pounds. This guy is 6 foot 4 inches tall, pretty tall brother, weighing 330 pounds. 330 pounds. Like literally, bro, like this man is a super heavyweight. 330? This man should be a sumo wrestler. Just imagine a sumo wrestler being a boxer. A sumo wrestler being a boxer that's using PEDs. This guy is a serial drug cheat, failed drug test 3 times throughout his professional career. This man is a walk-in pharmacy. He's Walgreens. He's CVS. This man blood type is PEDs. My blood type is B negative. What your blood type is? My blood type B negative. What yours is? I'm a B positive. What yours is? Man, I'm an A plus, A positive. What yours is? I'm an AB. Oh, you an AB? Okay, cool. What yours is? Oh, mine PEDs.
True.
Nigga, I was listening to an interview with Joshua. He said, Joshua, would you ever fight doggone Gerald Miller? He said, no, never. He's not. I'm not even thinking about him. He's a drug cheat. I say Joshua should have told him that in his face when Gerald Miller was in front of him. He said, when you gonna fight me? I would have told that motherfucker, man, I don't fight drug cheats. You're a drug cheat. You're a serial drug cheater. You see what I'm saying? You're a serial drug cheater. All you do is cheat. Nigga, I had a contract to fight you in New York, in your city, and the reason why the fight didn't go down, you got popped with 15 different PEDs in your bloodstream.
True.
Nigga, you a serial drug cheat. Wilder don't want to fight me. No, Wilder don't want to fight you. Joshua shouldn't want to fight you. You a cheater. You shouldn't even be over there in Saudi. And then they holler about Gerald Miller. I saw an article say Gerald Miller a Muslim. But these niggas need to kill me with that Muslim shit.
True.
Hey, listen, bro, let me tell you something. Listen, it be some of them. You know what, man? Let me stop. Cause I was gonna say something. And I don't normally hold my tongue. I was gonna say something, boy. But I'm gonna hold back on that. I'm gonna hold back on that for now. Anyways, the plan for both of these guys, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, is to fight each other next year. That's if they can win tomorrow night against their respective opponents. Oda Wallin and Joseph Parker are the guys who Anthony Joshua and Wilder will be fighting. Wilder appears to have the easiest path to victory than Joshua, in my opinion. Oda Wallin is a big southpaw that's very tricky, and he can box. He's a damn good boxer, and he probably can box better than Anthony Joshua, to be honest with you, right? And his base style pretty much could give Anthony Joshua fits. Especially if he can get Joshua into a thinking match. If he can get Joshua to try to figure some stuff out, I got Oda Wallin beating him.
True.
Now on the other end, Joshua can say, hey, I done fought Alexander Usyk twice. He done fought the best southpaw in the heavyweight division, in my opinion, on Alexander Usyk. So by him fighting Alexander Usyk twice, then he fought Jermaine Franklin. Franklin was a southpaw. So and I don't know if Robert Helenius is a southpaw. If Robert Helenius is a southpaw, guys, let me know. I don't know, because I ain't never really seen Robert Helenius fight, to be fair. You know what I mean? I will get to the super chats. So let's see what's going on tomorrow night. This event starts at 1600 UK time. That's when this fight starts tomorrow. Anthony Joshua versus Oda Wallin is the main card. It's the main event. Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker is the co-main. Daniel Dubois versus Gerald Miller is up under the co-main. I am rooting for Daniel Dubois, even though I don't really like him that much, to be honest with you. But I can never root for Gerald Miller. Never. I am probably one of the biggest Gerald Fat Baby CVS Miller haters in America. This might be out of the fighters that I hate, Gerald Miller might be number 1 on the list. I don't like that fat motherfucker. I don't. You know what I mean? He's a drug cheat. He's a drug cheat, serial drug cheat. He talk all this shit like he King Kong. He talk all this shit like he King Kong, but a nigga spend more time at McDonald's than anything.
True.
Dimitri Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur is on this card. We have what's the dude name? Landerbeck or Makhmadov. Makhmadov versus Carbayel. He's on this card. Jai versus Ellis Zorro is on this card. You got Philip Ergovich versus Mark De Mora, and Frank Sanchez versus Junior Fa. these are the cards. This what's on the heavyweights tonight. Y'all can get ready to call into the show, man. Today is Tenderoni Fridays and prediction day. So I want everyone to call into the show, give your predictions. Hate, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get into the show. Let's give everybody a round of applause. I gotta get me some water, dog. Fucking. I gotta get me some water, man. I'm so used to drinking water. I'm thirsty in the motherfucker, bro. We gonna take a short break, and I'm gonna go get me some water right quick. Anyways, man, let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my sister Karma Serene. Shout out to Jamie Rivera. Shout out to Mike the Mobile Mechanic. Shout out to Sequoia, the Martin 9400. Salute the Green Eyes P. Schoolo X-Man. Shout out to Usmael Barroso. Melvin Everett, salute fam. Salute fam. Melvin Everett said, he said, Coach, Canelo was a drug cheat, but you have a different energy for him. Yeah, but see, Canelo is a drug cheat. He got popped one time. But Canelo didn't get popped 3 times though. Melvin Everett, I think you missing apples and oranges. You comparing one guy who got popped 1 time versus another guy who got popped 3 times. And I get it. You don't like Canelo, and I know your angle. Very familiar with you very well. You want to know what kind of niggas who try to make it seem like I'm jumping on the black man, but want to spare the white man or the Mexican man. I know you very, very well, but that's not the case. The reason why I call him CVS, this dude got popped 3 times. And I think because of your selective memory, your selective hearing, you're not hearing that. This guy got popped 3 times. Some of my favorite fighters had got popped with steroids, had got popped, failed PEDs. Some of my favorite fighters that are Hall of Famers. But how many can you say failed 3? How many can you say got popped 3 times? Context is everything. But I get your angle. I don't know why you over here, Melvin Everett. I really don't know. But hey, man, you want to stay, so be it. Shout out to Marlon Warren. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to Martin King Boston. Salute to you. Jackie Hernandez. Eric G from H-Town. Who else we got? G Wiz in the building. What's going on, fam? He said, read my super chat, Coach. I will read the super chat. If you were listening to the show, I said that I will address the super chats. Y'all just got to be patient. If you send a super chat, if I don't read it the second that you drop it, it does not mean that I'm not going to read it. Just be patient, brother. I will get to it. Giving everybody shout outs. Shout out to Felicia Williams. Shout out to, who else we have? Corey Bradley in the building. Shout out to Narco Bling. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Let's give everybody a round of applause. All right, I read that. Shout out to Epoxy. Shout out to, I already read your super chat. Shout out to RJ.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He say, Coach, what's your opinion on these bitter ass ex-fighters like Juan Manuel Marquez and Timothy Bradley hating on active fighters? Like, goddamn. Well, fighters like Juan Manuel Marquez, Hall of Famer, hell of a fighter, and Timothy Bradley, Hall of Famer, hell of a fighter. I mean, if they wanna hate on active fighters, that's their opinion. Just like you got boxing fans who hate on certain fighters, that's their opinion. Everyone is entitled to hate who they want to hate. You get what I'm saying, RJ? Like, it don't really bother me, fam. It don't really bother me, fam. Like, if an ex-fighter want to hate on another fighter, again, he has a right to do that. Just like everybody in the chat have a right to hate on who they want to hate on. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't look much into it myself. It's not a big deal to me. If you hate a motherfucker, you hate a motherfucker. I don't give a damn. You feel me? Shout out to John Destruction, dropping that $2 super chat. He said, Wilder loves fighting PED cheats, though. So, it is what it is, man. So, before we get into the show, we got to say all praises due to the Most High, the Most Exalted, the greatest human being on the planet Earth, Mr. Al Heyman.
Well, I guess I got to be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me?
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name,
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Look like we got a troll in here. Green Eyes Pete look like she don't took care of that troll already. She look like she don't took care of that troll already. As a matter of fact, I'll take care of him. Oh, let me see. Look like Green Eyes Pete don't took care of this troll already though. She don't took care of him all. You gone. Come back, create another account. Bye, Felicia. We get rid of the troll. When they trolling, we warn them. If they keep trolling, we get rid of their ass. You feel me?
True.
Don't make me no never mind. Y'all know me. I'll cuss a motherfucker out. You know what I mean? We could just sit here and have a hate show. I don't mind hating my goddamn self. I listen. I would hate. I reserve the right to hate at all times. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So anyways, and I have people who hate watching me. A couple of dudes sitting here hate watching me now. I don't know why these fuck niggas come over here. I don't like these fuck niggas, but if they want to sit over here and hate watch and watch the old boy, then so be it. I don't give a damn. Don't need your subscribership. Don't none of that. I'm good. We will replace you. Well, we had 30,200 and some subscribers. You know, so we on our way to 31,000. These niggas ain't stopping nothing. They can't stop nothing. I'm like bad boy in the 90s. Take that. Can't stop, won't stop. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Jamario. Jamario say dollar bill in the chat. Dollar bill in the chat? Oh, okay. I don't know if that's dollar bill or not. I don't know if that's dollar bill, cause shit. Let me see. It might be somebody pretending to be dollar bill. Oh, okay, this is dollar bill. Okay, dollar bill is in the chat. Okay, all right, cool. All right, Bill. Let me. All right, Bill. Let me mod you up, cause I don't want one of these hating ass niggas. Somebody. I might have a moderator that's a hater, and they may try to block Bill. So I gotta make sure that Bill don't get blocked. I know how some of the. I do know I got a couple of mods that they be hating sometimes. So, hey, check this out. I'm gonna let you guys know. It's a true story. About 2 years ago, right? I had made a bunch of moderators. This is a true story. And I have people who are moderators that come from different boxing communities. Hold on. Hey, Kai. Malachi. Kai, go get my water. Yeah, that right there. Yeah, bring that. Yeah. And take your time. See that? And hold on. There's a switch right there. Look on the wall. Turn that switch on. Right behind, yeah, that one, yeah. All right, that's cool. Hold on, guys, hold on. Let me turn this light off. Bear with me one moment. Hold on, turn this light off. All right, I had to turn the light off, turn the ceiling fan on. Shout out to Leonardo. Leonardo said getting D-Block to admit he's going to donate is harder than getting Bill to admit Devin's pay-per-view numbers. Filibuster, brothers. I mean, again, I don't know the numbers, but I will say this: the Zone can clear this up. The Zone is the one that can clear this up. The Zone can clear this up right now. Just like Showtime, when they were saying, well, no, them numbers ain't right, what Rick Glaser put out. They could have cleared it up. They don't. So it is what it is. I don't have any physical proof or anything tangible. I don't have any proof of none of that. All I'm saying is, it is what it is at the end of the day, right? But what do you guys think about tomorrow's fights? Let me go ahead and get ready to get into the show. We don't have enough likes for me to drop the phone lines, so I won't be dropping the phone lines right now. Anyways, but if anybody's sitting there hate watching Coach Malachi, don't want to hit the like button, Riley, cuss their ass out.
Look, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck them shoes, fuck the socks with the bell on it, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out of my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Anyway, let me tell y'all a story about the moderators. So one day I had made like a bunch of moderators, right? Because my show had done exploded. I think I had like 10,000 subscribers or something at the time. And then it was right after the Wilder, I think it was right after the Wilder Fury fight. And then we did a show the next day. Man, I had like 2,500 people in the live. Like it had just exploded. I went live to do a recap of the Wilder Fury fight. And I had like 2,500 subscribers. Like to this day, that show I did that day had over, it might be at 100,000. It might be at 100,000 views right now. I mean, I ended up getting like 5,000 new subscribers, bro, and like, shit, it was crazy. 5,000 subscribers in like a week. You get what I'm saying? And so I needed help. I'm like, man, there's a million motherfuckers in here, right? And I never used to put my show in subscriber mode. Now all my shows are in subscriber mode. You got to be a subscriber for at least 20 minutes, right? So I never used to do that. And what happened was a lot of the moderators were beefing with each other. So what happened was the moderators were beefing with other people who they saw that came on the show that they was beefing with on other channels. So I may have a person that's a moderator over here, but he comes from the LDBC. I have moderators that rock with the LDBC. I do, right? And I have moderators I rock with Fagnon. I have moderators I rock with Shigo. I have moderators I rock with Dante and all those other guys, right? Me, I don't trip. I don't set trip. I'm not one of these guys because you watch this guy that I don't mess with or watch that guy that I don't mess with. We all grown. You can watch who you want to watch. I don't care nothing about none of that, right? But what I do care about is when I have moderators that just start blocking people for no reason. When I find out you blocking people for no reason, I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take the wrench. You get what I'm saying? So I always tell my moderators, listen, man, warn them. If they spamming, warn them. If they keep spamming, invite their ass to the block party. You get what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I mean? So, and then of course, if I see a motherfucker I don't like, you know me, if they get out of line, I'm gonna block their ass myself anyways if I see it. You know what I mean? So I don't even know why they even say dumb shit to try to get my attention. Cause if I see it, I'm gonna invite their ass to the block party and make that bitch ass create another account. True. You guys know me. I don't kiss no ass for no subscriber. I cuss a motherfucker out quick. Nigga, leave. We don't need these whole ass niggas over here. I tell them leave quick. I don't need your whole ass over here. We don't do that over here. And guess what them niggas gonna do? When they get blocked, they gonna create another account and be right over here every day at 3 o'clock. True. They're gonna be, if I block you, if I block you, you really did something for me to block you. You know what I mean? So, anyways, it is what it is. We finna get ready to drop these phone lines. When you call this show, please don't call here arguing, cause I don't argue with niggas.
You wanna argue? I can't argue with you. You mad. Look at you. You mad. I don't get paid to argue with you. Who is you? You ain't nobody.
And when it comes to this boxing shit, we run anything.
Yep, that's right. I'm running things. I'm running things. Cream corn. That's why they call me that. Smooth. I got more measure for your pleasure. Stick with me, baby. I'll have you farting through silk. And let a nigga mess with me. I'll jump on him. All 93 pounds of pure dynamite.
One thing I hate is whining ass men. I don't like whining ass men, and I do everything in my power to run those type of guys off. I don't like them. You know what I mean? I'm not going to codify grown ass men, especially in this beta male era that we living in. Everybody's so sensitive. Oh, you hurt my feelings, and you got to cater to my emotions. I don't give a fuck about your emotions, nigga. I don't give a fuck about another man's emotions, or to be fair, a lot of these modern women emotions. I don't get caught up into another person's emotions. I have a big enough task dealing with myself, and for me to be caught up in somebody else's feelings. I don't give a fuck how you feel. How you feel doesn't mean shit to me. So when these dudes be calling me, yeah, man, well, see, I feel like this, I feel like that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You can feel that way. This where the problem comes in at. They get mad because you don't feel the way they want you to feel. Well, I want you to feel the way I feel. Man, nigga, fuck you. True. You know what you can do? Just like you freely brought your ass over here, you can freely leave. Y'all know me. I don't give a fuck. For real, though. We finna get ready to drop these phone lines, man.
Hey. Yeah. Oh, that look good.
It's called free will. Everybody has it. Everybody has free will, right? Everybody has free will, right? You can freely do what you want to do. It is what it is, right? Let's get ready to drop these phone lines, man.
You want to talk some shit? Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
Call the coach at 530-494-9636. We waiting on your bitch ass. Yeah, I ain't smoked no weed before the show, so Y'all gonna get Coach Malachi in this raw form. Listen, if y'all want to see 2021 coach, 2021 coach, this was before I started smoking. 2021 coach before the weed, that's you know, you gonna get me. Very, very, you know, like short temper. I don't take no shit. I don't take no shit, dog. I swear to God, I don't. A lot of these niggas be getting on my nerves. Shout out to Jesus Garza, dropping that $2 super chat. He said, Coach, you the Kevin Samuels the boss, and you savage. Oh, Kevin Samuels, man. I used to watch that dude all the time, boy. Kevin Samuels, boy, that dude, man. R.I.P. man to Kevin Samuels, man. A lot of sisters didn't like him, but he had a lot of women supporting him though. Carla, hold on. Hey, I used to watch Kevin Samuels' show. I say, damn, this motherfucker getting $500 donations, $100. Bro, his super chats was coming in like crazy. Kevin Samuels had super chat, bro. I used to watch this dude every day. All I was doing was watching the money. I said, God damn, that motherfucker made $3,000 a day just on this one show. $500, $200, $50, $50, $25, $75, $150. Bro, listen. I was looking at the statistics of the content creators on YouTube. Kevin Samuels was the #1 black content creator in the manosphere. He was like the highest earners in YouTube in the top 50. Kevin Samuels was like in the top 20. He was like in the top 20, dog. That motherfucker was caking.
True.
Yeah. That motherfucker was caking, and he was caking. He wasn't kissing nobody's ass neither. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oakland, talk to me.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the whole $50K for the Haney fight. Ain't no shame in that, especially when you look at the fact that Tank in his third pay-per-view did roughly the same against Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? I get why Bill's not coming out and confirming those numbers, because it doesn't do anything for him in the court of public opinion when you got all these haters that are looking for any excuse to justify Tank not making the fight. Oh, well, look, there you go. That proves it. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's 100% what you've said time and time again. Who you fight matters. Mm-hmm. And not only who you fight, but when you fight them, because there's no way in hell Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight today, coming off of, like 4 shitty performances by Ryan, is going to do 1.2. Tank had the luxury of the unknown, the unproven. You know what I mean? We couldn't clown Ryan for the booty roll at the time because he wasn't doing that clown shit yet. He hadn't lost yet. He hadn't quit yet. He hadn't been embarrassed. So no way in hell, as good as that fight is on paper, it's not going to do 1.2, you know? So the best thing Bill can do is just deflect from these numbers and then just keep pressuring or just move on and take that Ryan fight for whatever he can get for it. But as far as all these heavyweight fights, Coach, I'm going all upsets. All upsets with the exception of Fat Baby. I don't know if he's the underdog, no, but I'm definitely taking Dubois on that one by stoppage.
He the underdog, but he the underdog,
Yeah, that's the only exception. I'm rooting all upsets, Coach.
Okay, all upset. So all right. Yo, all right. So shout out to Mark from Oakland, man. Salute, fam. Yeah, this is gonna you know what? Listen, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like this is a good card, man. I like what the Saudis are doing. I love what the Saudis are doing. The Saudis is coming with the money, and at the end of the day, the money is the common denominator to everything. So I mean, that's what it's all about. And these fighters can get paid. I like the fact that Wilder left the PBC and went over there and got that bread. Like, listen, man, fuck being low of the aisle. You better go get that goddamn cheese.
True.
I think Shelly Finkel is doing a good job. Shelly is doing a good job. Yes, he is. Shelly Finkel is doing a really, really good job. Shout out to Small Axe. He say Bivol ain't losing. Yeah, I don't think Bivol losing either. Hey, Bivol, listen. I like Bivol. I like Bivol, man. That dude, he's a very Bivol is he's a very smart fighter, very patient fighter, very disciplined. He knows his strengths and weaknesses. And he's a really, really good gas tank. Carla, hold on. Really good gas tank. He knows how to measure the distance and range very well. Has a damn good jab. He has enough pop to keep people off of him. He keeps that fight in the center of the ring. He know how to pivot him, go around the weak side. Like, you know, like he know how to keep him right there. Bivol is a really, really good fighter. Really good fighter. I like him. I'm calling. What's your name? Where you calling from?
G5 from the Bronx.
G5 from the Bronx. Talk to me.
How you doing today, Coach? Man, I just called to give my picks for the weekend.
Yes,
so
sir.
I got my boy AJ. I got my boy Bivol. I got Frank Sanchez. I got AJ. And I don't think that there's ever going to be another 1.1 million buy unless it's Canelo Benavidez. I don't see nobody else breaking that.
Yeah.
That might be the only fight.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, Canelo Benavidez. And the reason why is because I see what you're saying, because there's such a big demand for that fight. People want to see that fight. They're clamoring for it. And the Mexican fan base really, really love that. I think they really love that. You know, David Benavidez is a Mexican monster. So Canelo Alvarez, he is the guy that a lot of people feel that would beat Canelo. The anticipation for that fight would be huge. You know, so I don't know. I don't know if it'll do 1.2, but you know what? I think you know what? You might be right. You might be right too.
I think they'll touch a million.
Yeah,
I think they might touch a million. Close to it.
Yeah, you might be right. This is the guy that's gonna beat Canelo. You know what I mean? So I got you. Hey, shout out to
Unless
G5.
Canelo and Crawford fight, but
yeah.
unless Canelo and Crawford fight, but enjoy the show, man. Happy holidays. Great show today.
Man, hey, thank you, brother. Shout out to the Bronx, man. Shout out to the Boogie Down. Hey, shout out to the Boogie Down. I forgot all about Crawford and Canelo, man. You know what? I kind of forgot all about that. I'm like, man, that fight ain't happening, man. I remember when I was in Omaha and I told Bud I was in his gym. I said, man, you ain't gonna get that. You ain't gonna get that Spence fight, man. I gave him a million reasons why he wasn't gonna get it, and he ended up getting that motherfucker. I had to go back. Damn, dog. You told me you were going. You know, you got that motherfucker too, though. You got it, bro. You got it. He was persistent. Hey, shout out to my main man, Ish. Shout out to Ishmael Henson. That's Terrence Crawford's agent. Ish. Carla, hold on. That's a cool brother. That brother like 36 years old. He has two offices. I think he had one in LA, and I think he said he got one in Atlanta. Two sports agencies. He got a sports agency, but he got two offices, one in Atlanta, one in LA. Ish, that dude right here, brother. That dude right there, smarter than the motherfucker from North Carolina. But when it comes to them contracts, getting this, you know, he represents football players and basketball players. And I think Terrence Crawford is the only fighter that he has from when I spoke to him. And I spoke to him I spoke to Ish in about 2 weeks ago. We was at the Pro Box fight. Spoke to him then. We had a good conversation. Yeah, man, that dude right there, really, really smart dude. That's the guy. That's the guy behind, between him and the lawyer. That's the guy behind Crawford getting them $30 million. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Pat from St. Louis.
What's your name is, fam?
Pat.
Yeah, Cat from St. Louis. Talk to me.
I just wanted to say, first of all, long time listener, first time caller. So I appreciate the show, Coach. My predictions for this weekend is Joshua going to drop the bag. Just by looking at his body language and everything going into the fight, it looks like he's kind of shook. I saw Teddy Atlas and a couple people, you know, they picking against him. And he got that deer in the headlights look, and I think that Wilder gonna get it.
Big Odo.
I do think, I do think I do think that Wilder gonna come through. I think he can beat Park. I really want to see how him and Malik and everything they've been working on over these last 2 years, and see how is it going to really make Wilder a more complete fighter. And if it does, I think it'll make things very interesting going forward if Wilder can really develop as a fighter.
Yeah, I met Malik Scott. He works out at the Brick House Gym in LA. Saw him, and I saw Gerald Washington in there. Shout out to Steve Kim. Steve Kim is the one that took me over there. Malik Scott is a brilliant boxing mind. He's a very, very smart guy. He's very articulate. You know, he knows his sport very well. But I don't know if he's more looked upon as a gym trainer versus a real trainer. Like when you see Malik Scott, you hear him in interviews, he could tell you everything what to do, and yes, you got to do this and that, and he sounds very intelligent. But will that translate into transfer rather into, okay, when he get his fighter in the ring and there's live fire and live ammunition, you know, what will it do? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think Joseph Parker is the perfect fight for Wilder. This is a confidence booster for Wilder. I have no faith in Joseph Parker at all winning this fight. I think Wilder gonna stretch him. So that's what I don't know exactly what round, you know, but we'll see. We'll just see how it pans out. All right. Shout out to Cat, man. St. Louis, salute, fam. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. John said, he said, you speak the truth, Coach. That's why they hate you. Yeah, I mean, you don't worry about the people who hate you. You know what I mean? The people who hate you really support you. You know what I mean? Because one thing I do know, when people hate you and they have an emotional, when people hate you, they have an emotional investment in hating you, they're going to support you with their hate. So shit, I say it time and time again, dog. If you ain't got no haters, you need to go to Walmart. You need to go to Walmart or Amazon and buy you some. They selling haters on Amazon. If you got Amazon Prime, you can buy you some haters. You get what I'm saying? If you ain't got no haters, it's something you ain't doing right. You got to get you some haters, dog. At least find one hater. Find one mofo that's dedicated to hating you. You get what I'm saying? And you're going to be all right. True. And you're going to be all right. You get what I'm saying? So shit, I don't give a damn. I invite them. Hey, matter of fact, we need to make this we need to make this the hate phone line. This is the hate phone line today. 530-494-9636. Anybody who hate the coach on Twitter that's watching or on YouTube, if you hate the coach, call here and voice your hate for me. You know what I mean? And see how much I care. See how much I motherfucking care. Shit, nigga, please. About you. And ever since that first night, it seems like I've been going crazy about you.
Mint green chrome in the butt, burnt orange 550. Say the pinky ring pimp, give love pussy. Seafood, big pool, make your girl look. Backwoods, big grill, watch the chef cook. Talk slow, big smoke in the moonlight. Knock your doors down, shout it till your mind right. East Point, Fulton County, where a nigga from. Got love.
Yeah, remember, guys, December the 30th, we're going to have the haters ball, so people get to call into the show and voice your hate to whoever you hate. If you hate me, you can say, Coach, I hate you. I can't stand your motherfucking ass, dog. I swear to God, dog, I hate your ass, dog. I go to bed at night hating on you. When I wake up in the morning, I think about you. All throughout the day, I have a bad day because I'm hating on you. And when I see you on your show laughing and kiki and having fun, it just boils my blood because I want you to be mad and upset. But I see you having fun and hating, having fun and enjoying yourself. I just be hating that shit. I'm seeing where you was in parades and you're going around different cities and being in gyms doing interviews, and next year you're hollering about you're shooting the movie, and then you're talking about you're going to doggone LA to be with Freeway Rick and Ross, you know, at his opening. I'm gonna give you guys an address too. I've been in LA December 26th. I hate that shit. Then I hate the fact that you going to the fights, doggone the top rank fight with Teofimo Lopez next year in Vegas. I hate that shit. Like I'm gonna give you motherfuckers everything to hate on. True. Shout out to Karma Serene. I'll go give you everything to hate on. Fuck them. Hey, man, shout out to Retro. Retro, what's going on, fam? Retro, what's going on, my brother? Shout out to Retro Boss and the documentaries, man. Hey, Blood, yeah, I forgot to send you a link. Let me know if you want me to send you a link. Hey, shout out to Eric G, man, for being a member for 15 months. Let's give him a round of applause. Eric say, Coach, do the ski mask. Oh, yeah, the ski mask? Nah, you know, I'll pull it out. I mean, I'll pull it out when I get all these gangsters. You know what I noticed? My haters don't call no more like they used to. They used to call and tell me drop the addies and they got shooters. We don't hear from that whole ass nigga E Money from Texas. We don't hear from Jason Mones. Like these niggas used to be committed. They still be watching. I don't know, man. They just don't say that no more. These niggas don't fell off. Where my haters at? Ain't where they at. God damn. Carla, what's your name when you calling from?
Hey, I can hear you. My name is Javier.
Javier, where you calling from?
Yeah, somebody said, California. Somebody said that Ryan and Haney is not going to do $1 million because because of Ryan's last 4 performances, but that's not true. That fight was never going to do $1 million regardless because Haney's barely selling 50K with, you know, his fans are his friends and his family members basically. So people hate on Ryan. They can't hate on Ryan. He's a model. He's a Instagram YouTuber or whatever. But I mean, look at Jake Paul. They're getting more more attention than these supposedly great fighters. And I'm not saying Haney is not great. He can be great, but and he, the beatdown he put on Prograis, I saw that fight yesterday, and when he dropped him, I thought Prograis was off balance a lot. I think he was too slow, and he was trying to lunge in a lot, and so he would get caught by Haney. So I still think he doesn't have much power, Haney. So that fight versus Ryan Garcia will be a great fight because he struggles against southpaws. He struggled against JoJo and what's his name, Loma. So I think Ryan knows him very well, and it'll be a tough fight. And I believe Ryan can hurt him, and Haney will be in for a good fight. But not only that, he'll get his biggest payday, just like Tank got his biggest payday against Ryan. Yeah. And that fight should do around 500, 600K, in my opinion. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Yeah. But basically, pay-per-view are for big-name fighters. When you have a big-name fighter on the left and a big-name fighter on the right come together, those are the types of fights that should be on pay-per-view. And what I mean by that is they not only do they have a big name, but they have a following. They push the needle, and that's what it used to be for. I think what's killing a lot of the pay-per-views today, we have too many pay-per-views. You have non-pay-per-view fighters being put on pay-per-view. Now, I'm not saying that a fighter who never fought on pay-per-view before should not be on pay-per-view, but I think they're jumping the gun too fast. Yeah, today's business model is they're putting everything on pay-per-view. It's like, dude, hold on, hear me out. Dude, this ain't no pay-per-view fight. You can't, this ain't no pay-per-view fight. So I get it. They put these guys on pay-per-view because these fighters want a whole lot of money. And the network's not going to get them a whole lot of money.
Floyd's at 30 years old. He waited till he was 30. He worked really, really hard to get to that point and fight Oscar. So, and he to get his PPV big fight. But Ryan, one thing I wanted to mention is that Ryan got $5 million guaranteed versus Duarte alone, plus with ticket sales supposedly $8 to $10 million plus endorsements. So, and I saw Tank fight versus Rolly. He got $2 million or something like that versus Isaac Cruz 1.5 versus Hector like $2 million. And so I was like, man, Duarte probably made more money than Tank 3 fights before him combined. So I'm like, that's crazy. Ryan is he's like a model and all of that, but it's working for him. I mean, these boxers need to learn from him, and I'm not trying to exalt Ryan. I'm just calling it out how it is. Maybe they should try modeling too. Haney put on some men's underwear. All right. Try to do his best to sound like Ryan.
All right. Well, listen. Shout out to Javier, man. Cali, stand up, man. Killer
Cali.
Cali, salute.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I mean, Ryan Garcia has a 99% casual fan. See, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis is different from a lot of fighters because both of those guys have a 90-something% casual fan base. You get what I'm saying? So they're young guys too. They're young. You get what I'm saying? So Tank is likable amongst the hood and stuff like that. But he has a very, very casual fan base. You get what I'm saying? He does as well, and Ryan Garcia does as well. I think Devin Haney probably have. Devin Haney probably have more of a hardcore boxing fan base. So I remember an interview that Booger Ray Leonard gave. He said, "Listen, man, I pretty much have to a science how many people hardcore boxing fans buy pay-per-views, and he says like 200,000 of them." Like around the country or worldwide or something of that sort. He said in order to sell more than 200,000, you have to be very creative. You got to know how to attract the casuals. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia know how to attract the casuals. They know how to do that. Now, the reason why it's an anomaly, what they did, because it's an anomaly. You get what I'm saying? That's something that Ryan never did a pay-per-view before, and Tank never did anything near what he did with Ryan. So that was lightning in the bottle. Those two guys need each other in order to do that. When Tank fight Isaac Cruz next or El Rayo, watch that shit gonna go all the way back down to 1-something. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? Thug Life from Philly.
Thug Life from Philly. He said, Life from Philly. Oh, yeah, as soon as you said that. Hey, shout out to Mike, man. Mike, what's up,
What's
man?
going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, bro?
I wanted to ask you, who the fuck did who has sport on pay per view that Fort Tank though? Who has sport on pay per view? Yeah, who has sport on pay per view anyway?
None of those guys fought on pay per view before they fought Tank. Not that I know of.
So
I don't think Isaac Cruz.
So why the hell do it matter what he sold? Like Dev's been on pay per view twice. Anybody that Tank been on pay per view with has never fought on pay per view besides Ryan fighting Tank. So what are we talking about here? Like what is the whole like? I missed a big part of the show. I wanted to know what was going on for real. Like what was the original topic? And I seen the topic. I'm like, man, what's going on? Like ain't nobody never fight. Tank ain't never fight nobody that fought on pay per view. So and it's just like what you said. That was an anomaly. They needed each other. They've built 5 years in the making already. Maybe 5 years in the making. Maybe 4 years in the making. So that fight, like you said, the casuals. They had the cash. Ryan had definitely got the cash. So Tank, for real, he needed Ryan to even do them numbers for real. Yeah. Because Ryan can't even sell a pay per view by himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, but that was an anomaly. But I want to know what does it matter that Dev did 60, 70? I mean, nobody had that. It matters before that pay per view.
It matters to. It matters to. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, and Tank fans may not want to admit this, but it matters to those guys. I mean, the guys who back Tank, the Al Haymans, the Booger Ray Leonards and stuff. Styles make fights. Styles make fights, right? Styles make fights, and Devin Haney is a high risk fight. It's a high risk fight, so they're like, okay, if this guy, this is gonna be more of a risk. So you will hear a lot of that stuff going with a Devin Haney versus a Isaac Cruz or someone else. You know what I mean? So if those guys feel that hey, this fight is not worth the risk, then we're not gonna go that route. He's not a pay-per-view star. You ain't sold nothing. Tank did A, B, C, and D. So I get that. That's, me being a boxing fan, if y'all ain't gonna fight each other, then I'm moving on. I think it's obvious they're not gonna fight each other. Tank has made that clear. You know what I mean? So his team, it is what it is. Devin Haney has to do a whole lot more stuff in order to get that fight. And I told Bill Haney, man, y'all gotta stop chasing this dude. If the dude don't want to fight you, leave the nigga alone. Like at this point, like goddamn, the man ain't thinking about y'all. So just leave him alone. Take that Ryan Garcia fight. Fight Ryan Garcia. Because the thing is, you're damn if you do, if you're damn if you don't. The people who don't like Devin Haney, they still ain't gonna like him, no matter who he fights. So you can't.
No, but then, coach, my bad, man, not to cut you off, but then they're gonna say, "Oh, you fighting Devin Haney leftovers." I mean, you fighting Tank leftovers, and Tank for him already. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you say, damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? So. Like you said, he need to stop chasing. So once Devin create his own legacy, then what? Like it's still gonna be like Dev need to fight this guy, Dev need to fight that guy. Like what's gonna be next?
See, this is the problem. You can't live your life based on what they say. I like, bro. I'm not gonna make business move based on what they say. Well, see, if I do this, then they gonna say that. And if I do that, then they gonna say this. Who gives a fuck about what they say? At the end of the day, you living in the mansion, you making plenty of money. The boy from Baltimore ain't thinking about what they say. He's still doing what he doing. Like at some point in time, you can't be worried about what they say. If you guys are gonna fight each other, it'll happen maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line. But other than that, man, you gotta continue to live your life. You can't be worried about what they say. What they say, they gonna continue to say what they gonna say. They don't like you. So they always gonna say that. So I mean, like, that's like me trying to please my haters. That's like me trying to, oh man, well, I need to do this because if I don't do that, then they gonna say this. But damn, if I do that, then they gonna say, if I do this, then they gonna say that. Like, I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker say. I'ma do me, do what I'm gonna do. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. I don't care. I don't make, especially when it comes to business, never make business decisions based on what they say. You know what I mean? So
right, and one more thing. So and Tank, so we just gonna keep putting him on this pedestal, and he just can scathe by unscathed. Don't fight no top guys. So that's what we gonna do from now on. That's gonna be the narrative. Like we just can let him do whatever he want to do, and crown him, put him on a pound for pound list, put him in the Hall of Fame. That's what we doing right now, right? That's cool. That's what we doing now.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Shout out to Mike, man. Salute to you, fam. Yeah, I ain't worried about what they say. I got my man Blood Boxing on. Let me read this super chat. Shout out to Andy Payne. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, do you think lesser fighters on pay-per-view is because Heyman overpaid and they got used to bigger paydays? Oh, that's exactly what it is. Al Heyman gave these guys a boatload of money in the beginning, and you got to remember, Andy, he did what he had to do in order to try to make a dent in the market, and he was getting a lot of money from Waddell and Reed and stuff like that, and he ran through a boatload of money. And what happens is a lot of these guys like the Keith Thurmans and stuff, they was used to getting paid this big money, and now the money ain't there anymore. So now these guys like, no man, you gave me $4-5 million in the last fight. He said, okay, well we ain't got that kind of money. The network only gonna give you 2, and then we'll put it on pay-per-view so you can get the rest on pay-per-view. And them niggas ain't getting that money they want because they ain't selling. Tank is the only one that's selling. And selling good numbers, and Errol Smith is the only one selling good numbers. Everybody else selling like booty meat. You get what I'm saying? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? This is Derek from Florida.
Derek from Florida, talk to me.
Yo, I got a question, Coach. Like, you know how you say, like, for Devin, they don't want to fight, leave him alone. But my only problem is, like, okay, will Devin have another fight coming up? Tank always got something to say. Like, why he got something to say? We have a fight lined up. You always tweeting something. If you gonna tweet something, fight the man. Like, I understand you said leave them alone. They don't want to fight. You want to bother you. But why you always got something to say with Devin have a fight lined up? He tweets something we were ready to fight Ryan Garcia. Like, that's some whole shit, Coach. Like, you gotta look at that. Like, if you ain't gonna fight the man, don't tweet nothing when he got a fight coming up. You feel me? That's like you do you want to fight or not? You get one coming from?
I mean, that's what these dudes do. They tweet like, again, there's a civil war going on
That's
between.
some bullshit, Coach. Like, you don't want to fight Devin, but don't tweet nothing. If you got a fight coming up, like a Ryan Garcia or whoever, and you want to go on Twitter and talk about it, but you don't want to fight the man. Like, that's some bitch ass shit, bro.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I got you, fam. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Coach. Like, that's some whole ass shit. It's boxing, man. Man up, bro. Stop being a hoe. That's all, Coach.
All right, shout out to Derek, man. I got Blood Boxing in the building, man. Blood, what's going on, fam?
Coach, okay, man. I was on mute. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Yeah, everything good, Blood, man. You know, man. I'm glad to have you on, man. How you been?
Hey, man, I've been chilling my Florida home in there, man. You know, we get a little bit of cool weather, so you know it's been all good down here in the Sunshine State, baby. You know how we get down here now. I've been listening to the show, and I've been hearing you talk about the Devin Haney pay-per-view numbers, and then we have the Day of Reckoning tomorrow. So that's going to be a nice little event, man. And, hey, I'm looking forward to this boxing. And as far as some pay-per-view numbers, man, you know, there's big fights for Devin Haney. You got Teofimo Lopez. You got Ryan Garcia. There's good fights. I think those kind of fights would do better numbers than what he did in this last fight. It's okay, man. But like you said, though, I said this a long time ago, Coach, that the day of pay-per-view stars, that's been over, man, for quite some time now. There's a few guys who's going to do that. Canelo Alvarez is one of them, just like you said. He's the one who I think of the most when it comes to a pay-per-view star here in America. Other than that, man, we really don't have no pay-per-view stars here in America now. So it's not a big disgrace or anything like that because he just done what everyone else did. David Benavidez versus Andrade didn't do very well either. What they did, 65,000 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
It was funny what you were saying about that thing with it depends on who reports the numbers, because I've heard everything from 45,000 all the way to 270,000 as far as these pay-per-view numbers. 8 days ago, there was somebody reporting that it did 270,000 pay-per-views. So, you know, they're all over the place with these numbers. It's been that way for years.
Yeah. And Blood, I remember like my thing is this here. The only people who can clear this up is the networks. And if the networks don't if the networks don't say, hey, look, these are the numbers that we officially done, then no one really knows. I mean, now the people who on the inside who report numbers like Glaser, he may know. And one thing I do like about Rick Glaser is this, and I know a lot of people don't like Rick Glaser, but Rick Glaser tell you where he get his numbers from. He said, I get my numbers from an attorney, from a satellite attorney out in Los Angeles. He said he's in Los Angeles. He's a satellite attorney, and I've been using this guy for years, and this is how I get my numbers. He works in he knows because he works in television, and he's able to see how many buys each fighter got, right? And what was so funny that what fighter gets when they go on pay-per-view. And I think what's so funny to me is this here. When I saw Booger Ray Leonard quoting Rick Glaser. Now Booger Ray Leonard hate Rick Glaser and Rick Glaser hate Booger Ray Leonard. But Rick Glaser is saying, Booger Ray is saying, Tank is Tank is a bigger star than Devin. Devin's only did 50,000 pay-per-view buys. And I'm like, Booger Ray, where did you get that from? That's what I'm saying to myself. But he got it from Rick Glaser because he's repeating exactly what Rick Glaser said. So they pick and choose when they want to use the person's information that they don't like. If it lines up with their narrative, they'll accept it. If it doesn't line up with their narrative, they'll shun it. And that's what I see that's going on, Blood.
That's been going on. You're absolutely correct on that. And it's been happening that way for several years. I mean, Rick Glaser reported the numbers when I first came to YouTube. Like 17 years ago, it was Rick Glaser's numbers that we was using back then. Nobody had anything to say until people came on here and they were pushing agendas and trying to make money off of YouTube and trying to get interviews with fighters and things like that. So I'm going to go with the original formula, which is Rick Glaser. It was not a problem. If somebody could find me a video from 7 years ago where somebody's countering what Rick Glaser had to say back then, I'll be shocked. I'll be really shocked. I'll give you $100. I'll cash app it to you or whatever, PayPal it to you. If somebody could send me that to my email, because I know it don't exist.
And this is the thing though, Blood, like the networks can clear it up. Like DAZN can come out and clear it up. Showtime, they can clear up some things as well, but they're not. That's just the reality of the situation. So we always going to hear where, sources say this and sources say that, and it's just going to be the sources say game, and that's just what it is. So I get it, I understand, it's like you said, man. I mean, you came up in the era to where only the big name fighters was on pay-per-view, and they had to fight big names in order to be a draw. When people keep talking about Floyd Mayweather, I always bring this up. Who Floyd fought to break the live gate record? Who Floyd fought to break the pay-per-view record? Like these people like to say that certain fighters, they just did it by themselves. No, they didn't do it by themselves. Y'all, they make it seem like their favorite fighters just walked in the arena and people bought pay-per-views by the millions and people spent money by the millions to go to the live gate because it was just that one guy. No, Manny Pacquiao had an entire country behind him. Manny Pacquiao was one of the biggest megastars in the sport of boxing. Oscar De La Hoya was one of the biggest megastars in the sport of boxing. The original pay-per-view guy from that welterweight era. With Floyd and all them there, right? And Floyd had to fight a American, Oscar De La Hoya, in order to get the passing of the mantle, so to speak. Ricky Hatton had an entire country behind him. So I know these guys don't like to hear this, but it's always been who you fight matters. Anytime you show me a fighter that breaks records, Blood, and you know this for a fact, if he break all types of records, who the hell was he fighting? That tells the story. You need the right dance partner, period.
Exactly. Pay-per-view was always reserved for two megastars fighting each other, whether it be Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield, Pernell Whitaker versus Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya versus Felix Trinidad. Like you said earlier, what do these fighters have in common when you name fighters like Ricky Hatton? They had big fan bases, and that's absolutely 100% correct what you said. Both fighters have to have these big fan bases for a pay-per-view to even be legit. Now the numbers are going down because these fights are not really pay-per-view fights. And I think it's hurting the fighters too because they're being hidden on pay-per-view because now people are not seeing them and it's hurting their popularity. Put these guys back on TV so the casuals could become used to seeing them and things like that. Give them a TV run so people would know who they are. And that's how they set themselves up for a pay-per-view. Because I'm going to tell you something, Coach. The people who buy pay-per-views are the traditional fight fans that bought pay-per-views in the past. We're the ones who really buy the pay-per-views for the most part. If you give us a great fight, we'll buy the pay-per-view, point blank, period. Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez did over 1 million pay-per-views. I think it was the first fight. And there was a lot of fight fans that wanted to see a fight like that at that time, right? I'm not talking about the third fight. I'm talking about the first fight when Golovkin was still undefeated. It did 1.1 million or something like that. Those are the kind of fights that we want to see on pay-per-view. Fights to where we're not really sure who's going to win the fight, who's the biggest star, who's the superior fighter, who has the superior skill set, things like that, man. So, yeah, we go back a long way to the days of TVKO and we know what pay-per-view really is supposed to be all about. And this is not what it's all about. It's not about Andre versus Benavidez and Haney versus Regis Prograis, fighters who are unknown for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, so I get it. I see what's going on, and as I said, Blood, and you know this. I say it's a civil war going on online between Tank fans and Haney fans and Shakur fans and this and that. And I'm like, man, you know, if these dudes ain't fighting each other, okay, fine, they ain't gonna fight each other. All right, fine. Let's move on. You know, if Haney can get Ryan Garcia, he want to fight. Y'all make that fight. You can't make decisions based on what they say. You know, well, if we do this, then then this what they gonna say, bro. Like, you listen, the people who hate you always gonna move the goalposts when it comes to you because they don't like you. So why would I worry about what they say? You rich, you living in a mansion, you driving Lambos with suicide doors. The people who don't like you today, they ain't gonna like you tomorrow. There's nothing that you're gonna do to make them like you. And then they hate the daddy. They hate you with a passion because you go around everywhere talking all kind of stuff, and people feel a certain way about Bill. But guess what? Everything's okay because you're making a whole lot of money. So just focus on, just keep fighting. Devin Haney is 25 years old. Tank is almost 30. You get what I'm saying? So just keep fighting, keep doing your thing. If they're gonna hate, let them continue to hate. You know, you can't fight every time on pay-per-view. You can't, because you hit the nail right on the head, Blood. When some of these fighters fight on pay-per-view, it hurts them because they don't get the visibility that they should get, one. And then two, when you put it behind the paywall, people are like, look, I ain't finna buy that shit. You know, because you ain't fighting no mega name. So, you know, you hurt yourself. You hurt yourself. And then if you're trying to push this narrative that I'm a pay-per-view star when the numbers don't reflect that, now you gotta back up. So I think there's a lot of egos involved in this shit too online. That egos is a motherfucker online, man. You get what I'm saying? So
egos have been a problem online for several years, man. And it goes on. It trickles down. It trickles down from the promoter to the fighter to the fight fans. And then they get big egos, and even some of the writers, they get big egos and things like that. Yeah. And a lot of these fans, they don't even really buy pay-per-views, to be honest, man. They don't buy fans. Yeah. You know, they're just on here to argue about Tank Davis blocking Devin Haney on pay-per-view and all kinds of stuff that's not really relevant to us old school throwback fight fans. And the reason why it's a civil war, too, is because you have, like you said, it's a triangle. It's Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Tank Davis, because you have three black American fan bases. In the past, when it was Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, that was no civil war because you had the Filipinos and you had the Americans. And then with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, that's not really a civil war because you have the guy from Alabama and the guy over there from the UK.
From the UK.
So it's a civil war. What started the Civil War stuff online was that Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford stuff.
Yeah.
And then what happens is when black Americans are going at each other, we start getting the name calling and Uncle Tom and all that stuff. And really, none of us like that. We fight fire for fire. All of us do on either side of the coin. When it's a civil war, we use the same kind of language, lingo, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, we just end up insulting each other. So it's more of a civil war, really, because all of the fan bases are basically black Americans. So we're going to, throw shots at each other. You know how it goes, man.
Yeah. And that's what I tell boxing fans from the UK. I say, listen, man, if you're a boxing fan from the UK, do not get caught up in the racial politics of black America. It'll just confuse you. Because that's what it is. We're gonna go at each other all day. And the same people who call me a coon all the time and sell out, like these dudes practice the same shit that they'll try to say that I'm practicing. And I'm like, no, that's just what it is. Like me, I fight fire with fire. And I'm like, dude, like a lot of you niggas is just laptop revolutionaries. I call these guys shea butter laptop revolutionaries because you ain't put the work in that I put in. A lot of these niggas, y'all ain't done none of that shit. Y'all ain't cut from that cloth. Y'all ain't come from that era. You don't know, you ain't read none of the books I've read. You know nothing about Dr. Ben. You know nothing about doggone Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. You know nothing about doggone what's my main name? Nelly Fuller, the guy who came up with the code. You know nothing about that. These niggas go around listening to Dr. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, They may get a little bit of Sinetta TV, and then they see a couple of videos. Ain't done no research or studying themselves. Ain't went out there and done no security in these neighborhoods and try to stop violence in these neighborhoods and stuff like that, like I did. And then they wanna come around and feel revolutionized, and they wanna go around and be the revolutionary police online. It doesn't work that way. They brought that shit from the conscious community, and I learned that from you. I didn't think about it until you said it. They brought that shit from the conscious community, want to bring it into boxing, and they want to be like the moral authority police on the YTBC, and it doesn't work that way.
No, it don't work that way, and that's why we call them laptop revolutionaries. I see you looking at the chat. You want to go ahead and put out your super chats? I want to talk to you about some other stuff too.
We finna get to that right. We finna get to that right now. Shout out to Ronaldo though. Okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He say Tank fought leftovers. Crystal Ball had 18 losses. That's true. You say Melrose had 31. That's true. Cellular had 2 L's. Hugo had 4. Santa Cruz had 1. Pitbull had 1. Gamboa had 2. Buzz leftovers. Devin can fight Ryan. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it only applies to one side. I get what you're saying on Ronaldo. It only applies to one side. And I said this yesterday, fam. If your fighter fought fighters that had losses, then guess what? He fought someone else's leftovers too. But the rule only applies when it's against a fighter that they don't like. When it's a fighter that they do like, the same people who use fighting leftover talking points, they have amnesia when it comes to the leftovers that their favorite fighter fought. Blood, what you think about? I think we was talking about before. I was doing some studying, Blood, on Isaac Charles, and I don't know where you're going at, but let me where you want to go at? What you want to talk about? Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, you was doing a little bit of study on Isaac Charles, and Isaac Charles, which coach is allowing me the chance to speak about Isaac Charles, and I think he's convenient in all boxing conversations because this was the guy who was like one of the faces of being fundamentally sound, being the kind of fighter that went in there and had a high ring IQ, right? So, when you look at the heavyweights today, like we have a whole bunch of these heavyweights in the card tomorrow.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, they don't really fight behind a jab. They kind of do things their own kind of way. They're bringing different styles to the table. Ezra Charles was really fundamentally a sound fighter. They call him the Cincinnati Cobra. He was born in Georgia. First class Hall of Fame inductee in 1990. He started at middleweight and he beat guys like Charlie Burley. In 1945, he went to World War II. After World War II, Charles was a light heavyweight. So we're talking about guys who move up and down in weight. People bring this up with Devin Haney. He fits into so many scenarios of today's boxing. And it's good to have history. We have it in all sports. Now, Ezra Charles, he never picked up the light heavyweight title, right? So we talk about importance of belts and things like that, but many people still have him as the top light heavyweight to ever live. He defeated guys like Jimmy Bivens, Archie Moore, Lloyd Marshall, Elmer Ray, and several others. He also killed the fighter in the ring, so he has a body on his record, and I've heard Coach bring that up before too, like, if you got a body on your record, that's something extra, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Coach, you've said it yourself.
Yeah.
You got a body on your record. The light heavyweights, they want to know part of him. He had beat Archie Moore twice, so he had no choice but to move up to heavyweight and fight there in 1949. He defeated Jersey Joe Walcott to become the heavyweight champion of the world. He had 8 defenses. He beat Joe Louis. He beat Joey Maxim. He beat Walcott again a couple of times, right? But then Walcott, he ended up learning Ezra Charles, and he was able to flip the switch on Ezra Charles. But Ezra Charles was one of the most skilled ring technicians of all times. He had a high boxing IQ. He was a great fighter. He knew how to roll the punches. He was extremely tricky. He could adapt to any style. He was an expert at finding his distance and range. Charles had it all. He had timing, he had speed, he had power, and he had an expert in distance. There was nothing this guy really couldn't do. But you know what it is, Coach? It's the trainers. Ray Arcel and Bill Pops Miller, right? Bill Big Pops Miller, he ended up training James Toney down the line, and he passed the knowledge on to James Toney, who's one of the most skilled fighters, and that's where these fighters learn from. The trainers of that era were better, and they always go overlooked. Ray Arcel was a trainer who was in the environment for nearly 70 years, man. This guy dealt with Ezra Charles. He dealt with Benny Leonard. He dealt with Barney Ross. He even went on to train Roberto Duran and was in Larry Holmes' camp and several more fighters, Jackie Kid Bird, all Escobar, all kind of guys from back in the day. And what it was is Bill Miller, who trained James Toney, used to have James Toney watching all these fight films of Ezra Charles, right?
Yeah,
and
you're right.
Have James Toney sitting there. So if you really know the science of boxing and you understand the science and you pick up the skills, you become a better fighter. And the fighters from back in the day were better trained because the trainers were better back then. There is no more Bill Millers. There's no more Ray Arcels. There's other great trainers that have passed away now, like Eddie Futch. Stewart.
Georgia Benton.
Yep, all of those guys. So the knowledge was passed on from generation to generation. The trainers of today are not as good as the trainers of back then. And James Toney, the reason why he was such a great fighter is because he studied those old school fighters who were more skilled than the fighters of today. They were under better training. And I think that that's the importance of somebody like Ezra Charles, who passed those skills down to James Toney. There's no doubt about it. James Toney is one of the most skilled technicians of the modern era, especially in his prime.
You actually look at James Toney's style and look at Ezra Charles and look at James Toney's style, and it's like, man, how this dude just threw his punches with so much fluidity, and how he stayed calm and poised in the pocket, and he had great footwork, but he had excellent lateral upper body movement, and the way he was able to slip punches by inches and catch and shoot and parry and block, and he's like right there. And I tell people, man, the definition of a slick black fighter is, of course, Ezra Charles and those old school guys, Archie Moore and stuff, but in the modern times, look at James Lights Out Toney. Look at Pernell Whitaker, stuff like that. A lot of these fighters today, Carla, hold on. A lot of these fighters today, they don't possess those skills. They do that now. They are allegedly supposed to be more athletic than the old school fighters, and they have more of the sports science and the medical sciences, more advanced sports and medical sciences. But they don't. But outside of that, they don't have the skills these guys have. So, but a lot of the casual boxing fans, they don't know anything about that. So I do understand they don't know. And I can't, if you don't educate yourself on the sport, then you just wouldn't know. You wouldn't know how to tie the two together, And I get it, I understand, but yeah, man, and this is why someone like me and you, it takes a lot to impress us, because like, man, this dude good, but he's good for this era. He's good for this era. I get it, whatever the case may be. We got a call, blood. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, you already know. It's inevitable. It's D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore. Hey!
D-Block, talk to me.
What's up, Retro Boxing? You good, my brother?
All good, my bro. Good to talk to you, D-Block.
Now, you already know what you're talking about. I'm going to ask you a question. I've always had this wondered question. It's one of those questions that people don't really want to rethink about because it already happened. But do you think that prime version of Roy Jones Jr., and even though he fought James Lights Out Toney, do you think the being drained, do you think that caused, or was it that James Lights Toney wasn't ready for Roy Jones Jr.? I just want to see what you got to say with that, Retro.
Coach, you want to go ahead?
I thought he was addressing that to you. No,
okay.
You know what?
It was for Retro, Coach.
Okay. It's for you, blood.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think that he was ready for Roy Jones Jr., man. It's just that Roy Jones had skills that went outside of the fundamentals because he was physically gifted with speed and timing. He had quick reflexes. This guy did things against the traditional way, the fundamental way of doing things, like he was leading with hooks. He was an orthodox fighter that would lead with a right hook and things like that. So he did a lot of things that I don't think nobody could have did anything about. There were certain fighters that were really highly skilled that were able to do things outside of the fundamentals. So Roy Jones was just one of those gifted talents in his prime. James Toney was as ready as he could ever be. But, I mean, he was in his prime. He was peaking at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to buzz. I'm sorry, guys. It's just these are questions that need to be asked. Where do you think they get ranked in legendary status now that they're both retired and they're not? Of course, Roy Jones Jr. had great highlight reels. He went all the way to the heavyweight division. He should have never came back down. He should have just retired. I think Roy Jones Jr. should have retired, and he would have been top 5 pound for pound fighters of all time. But honestly, I know we give a lot of praise to Tony. Lights Out. Where do you rank? Who do you rank higher, Roy Jones Jr. or James Lights Out?
I would probably on an ATG list, I would rank Roy Jones higher than James Lights Out Tony. James Lights Out Tony was one hell of a fighter, but the problem with James Lights Out Tony is sometimes he wasn't focused, and he would take some losses that weren't necessary. He didn't have a stable reign. Roy Jones did have a stable reign at light heavyweight. So I would think just because of the accomplishments and being on the pound for pound status for quite a few years, I think that Roy Jones in the 1990s put forth the better legacy. So I would rate Roy Jones slightly ahead of James Toney on the pound for pound list. Now, who do I think was the more skilled fighter? I think it was James Toney. Like I said, Roy Jones had certain attributes that went against the fundamentals. Mm-hmm. James Toney learned the fundamentals firsthand, and he looked at old school fighters like we were saying. He definitely looked at Ezra Charles, Jersey Joe Walcott, Archie Moore, and he learned how to roll the punches and parry and do all the fundamentally sound stuff, right? That came from the old school of fighters like Georgie Benton, Bowie Fischer, Willard Reddish, Blackburn, all those kind of guys, right? So that's what made James Toney a more skilled fighter.
Yeah, for me, and Roy's a Florida boy. That's my guy, man. And I hear a lot what Blood saying. For me, I'll probably edge it to James Toney. I ended up. Don't get me wrong, Blood right, but Roy Jones was a bad motherfucker, bro. Like in his prime, bro, wasn't nobody beating him. He did unconventional stuff, leaping left hooks with his chin in the air, but he can get away with it because he was just so quick and fast. But when he lost his athleticism, he didn't have any of the fundamentals to fall back on because he wasn't a fundamentally sound fighter. Someone like a James Toney, the fundamentals was what was the foundation to his legacy. So even as he got older, he kept gaining weight, because he wasn't disciplined, he couldn't keep the spoon out of his mouth, kept gaining weight, but he was still able to slip in that pocket, parry, catch, shoot, roll, you get what I'm saying? And come back and counter.
Yeah, he beat Holyfield.
Yeah, he beat shit out of Holyfield. I'm like, man, you get what I'm saying? And even though Holyfield was older, but James Toney was older as well. Not as old as Holyfield, but you get what I'm saying? So, like, I love both of those guys. I love both. And listen, Roy Jones is a Florida boy. But as time went on, I'm like, man, I like Roy. I can't tell her, okay, if I'm telling the kid a fighter to study, I can't say, look, go study Roy Jones if you want to learn the fundamentals and learn how to really, really fight and get down. Roy Jones had something that no one had, right? He did things that the trainers don't teach a fighter to do. He was an instinctual fighter. If I was to recommend a young fighter coming up to study someone, I would say go study James Lights Out Tony. If you ask me who do you recommend I go study, James Toney or Roy Jones, I'm gonna say James Toney 7 days a week and twice on Sundays. But I do agree with what Blood is saying. I get what he's saying.
I'm gonna end it like this because I don't want to filibuster. I'm sorry, but thank you so much for answering my questions. As always, you get great answers, and I respect you enough to for me to call in and to ask you these questions. But there's one more question. I'm gonna let it go like this. Retro, let me ask you as a man-to-man question. Do you think this version of boxers today, which I'm just categorizing just one boxer, of course, Baltimore's finest, Tank Davis. Do you think if he were to dress up and wear stilettos and wear lip gloss and wear a purse at the press conference back in the 80s or 70s and 60s, do you think he'd make it alive outside the press conference? D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville.
D-Block, we ain't even answering that question, D-Block, because we was having a D-Block. D-Block, we was having a good conversation about boxing, and then you brought up take stilettos in the purse, and we're not even gonna dignify that with an answer. So, anyways, yeah, man. Blood. So tomorrow we got the heavyweights. The heavyweights are fighting tomorrow. Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker. I got Deontay Wilder pretty much sliding Joseph Parker. I don't really think much of Joseph Parker myself. Even though I do know that Deontay Wilder is a limited fighter. I do think he's a limited fighter, but I just think he's gonna have enough to get rid of Joseph Parker. And Deontay Wilder came in light. I think he came in like 213, 214, somewhere around there. So he's gonna have his quickness and his speed. He's looking for that sniper. I think he's gonna land it.
Me too. Joseph Parker took a bad beating against Joe Joyce, who to me is not as fast as Deontay Wilder. I know he's a different style fighter than Deontay Wilder, but Joseph Parker to me seems like he's one of those guys who's a little bit past it at this stage. I think that Deontay Wilder is going to land that right hand at some point, bro. Joseph Parker is not skilled enough to stay away from that right hand the whole fight. I don't think he's as skilled. He's not as big as Tyson Fury, as long. He don't have the attributes. He's gonna eat that right hand. He's gonna get put to sleep.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you a fight that really, really intrigues. It's two fights that intrigue me tomorrow. Gerald, I like to call this guy CVS Miller. Gerald CVS Miller and Daniel Dubois. That fight intrigues me. I saw Gerald Miller come in at 330 pounds. 6'4", 330. 330 pounds. So that tells me he haven't missed a meal. And he pushed Daniel Dubois, but Daniel Dubois, to me, he doesn't seem like he's mentally strong in the ring. And, there's a reputation about him. He has a tendency to quit. So I don't know. I'm rooting for him to beat Gerald Miller. I ain't gonna say him like that. I want him to beat Gerald Miller. I do want to beat him, but that fight intrigued me. But another fight intrigued me is Joshua and Otto Wallin. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, listen, Otto can win this one from Joshua because I don't know what it is, man. I just don't know. I like Joshua, man. I like the dude a lot, man. But I just don't know. I just don't know, fam. I don't know, man. I don't. Otto Wallin is a southpaw. He's a pretty good boxer, and I just think that if Joshua's strong suit is not, he can't really be in the ring trying to figure it out. You got to figure some things out in the ring, but if he's in there, if it's a thinking match, I think he's gonna have some problems with Otto Wallin. Now, even though Otto Wallin is not Alexander Usyk, but if Joshua can get back the way he used to be, listen, it's a southpaw. Keep the jab out there. As soon as he come in, straight right hand, time him. If he could get his timing down pat and get that distance and range, I think I think he can get him out of there. But I'm not sure about that fight, fam. I can't say with all certainty. Yeah, man, Joshua gonna get this one. I think that's a potential fight I'm looking at for an upset if there would be one. What say you about that?
Well, you know what? When you look at Joshua's fight with Helenius had his moments, man, just by fighting off of the jab. And Joshua doesn't seem to have the killer instinct that he had back in the early days. He seemed a little hesitant ever since he took the loss to Andy Ruiz. To be real, he hasn't been the same kind of – he's showing traces of that killer instinct, but he doesn't seem to have it anymore like that. But I still favor Anthony Joshua to win the fight. Now, I do agree if there was to be an upset between that Wilder-Parker fight and the Joshua-Wallin fight, I would favor the upset to be in that Joshua-Wallin fight, man. But I still think that Joshua should be able to win this fight, man. If he just goes in there, I think he's going to have to use his size, fight off that jab, close the distance, shoot the uppercut, shoot the right hand. And Joshua shoots a really nice uppercut on the inside from both the left and the right hand.
He does,
he has a really nice uppercut. So he got to get him in there, man. Close that distance between them. Keep it mid to even close range against Wallin. Because, one thing about Tyson Fury closed that distance with Wallin. And when he did that, man, Wallin wasn't quite as effective. Wallin seems to fight pretty good at mid to even long range, man. He can shoot a pretty decent jab. When you look at Helenius, the success he had, you could kind of see that, hey, maybe this might be the right time to come in there and defeat a Joshua, even outpoint him, which that could happen. He could win a decision on the cards. Joshua, man, is just going to have to use his power and close the distance, cut the ring off, and get Wallen out of there, man. Bully this guy around. Don't wait forever like you did against Helenius, because you lucky Helenius is an older guy who was 40 years old. He was able to close the distance, and eventually Helenius wore himself out by fighting off the jab. It wasn't really Joshua. He's just kind of like standing his ground. He wasn't even effectively cutting off the ring. Eventually, Helenius just got tired as an old man. So I just think that Joshua could win this fight, and I favor him to win. I don't think it's going to be a night of too many upsets. I don't know who the favorite is when it comes to Big Baby and your boy Daniel Dubois. I don't know who's the favorite in that fight, Coach.
I think for what I saw, I think Daniel Dubois is favorite. I think he's favorite in that fight. For the record, I'm picking Joshua to beat Odo Wallin. I want Joshua to win. I like Joshua. I just he don't have that killer instinct like he used to, man. I don't know what happened to him, bro. Like, it's like he's the friendliest guy. He's probably the friendliest. He's just so damn friendly now, man. And like, I don't like that shit.
He's been a little mean at the build-up, Coach. You see that Joshua's personality been?
Yeah. He's been kind of cold towards the media. He has,
Yes, he has been.
Yeah. You're right about that.
You think the media just kind of took something out of Joshua? Maybe they've been too critical on him or something like that? Because I did notice he's been real short with them, and he had Eddie Hearn asking him the questions. He didn't want to talk. Like you said yesterday, that maybe he just didn't like that particular media guy. That was talking to him or something like that. I was kind of wondering what some of all that was about, though.
Yeah, he was real short with him. Like, the guy asked him a question, he'll just give him like one answer, just sit there, don't say nothing. Then it's like dead silence. And it seemed to me it was something personal. Like, it was something personal with that particular media guy. And a lot of people, I try to put myself in Joshua's shoes. Okay, you got Deontay Wilder talk bad about you. When he's not around you. When he's around you, he's talking real nice and sweet. And then you got Gerald Big Baby Miller calling you all kind of bitches and pussies and this and that. And then he know the media talk bad about him, like, Joshua, he ain't got that killer instinct no more. I mean, but it's true. He doesn't have that. Like, Joshua hasn't been the same, like the Joshua that fought Vladimir Klitschko, or just the Joshua before Andrew Ruiz. Whatever happened in that Andrew Ruiz fight, it's a different Joshua after that. Something happened to him, mentally, psychologically, or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but he ain't got that killer. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, fam, and I don't know. And it makes me doubt him. It makes me doubt him. And I think he got frustrated with the Alexander Usyk fight, and I'm like, dude, there's nothing to feel bad about. Alexander Usyk is a monster. Like, you learned a lot from fighting Alexander Usyk. You learned angles. You learned feints. You learned how to manipulate the distance and space. You learned his timing, his footwork. And you caught him with a body shot, and the referee bailed him out, pretty much bailed Usyk out. Because he caught him with a good body shot right there in the center of his stomach, right there, but the referee was like, it was low, and it wasn't low. And he hit him right down on the belt line. Shit wasn't low. Usyk kryptonite is body shots. He can't take body shots. So, when you lose to a great fighter, that ain't nothing to feel bad about, in my opinion.
Hey, Coach, let me ask you something real quick. Okay, so if
hold on.
Just say, okay,
go ahead.
Okay, let's just say they get through this, Coach. Anthony Joshua wins, Deontay Wilder wins. Do you think that it's true that Anthony Joshua was scared of Deontay Wilder, he won't fight him and all of that? Or do you think that these guys would actually be able to come to some kind of deal and maybe fight each other? Do you think do you see that fight happen?
I don't know. No, I don't think Anthony Joshua was scared of Deontay Wilder. I mean, that was something that was put out there by fighters who, by the people who hate Anthony Joshua. And that was put out there by Deontay Wilder and his fans. Deontay Wilder and his fans said all of that. Remember, these were the same group of guys who was calling Wilder, Wilder himself as well. They was calling Joshua Uncle Tom, and he's scared of this, he's scared of that, and anything that's coming from those guys I can't take that serious. That man ain't scared of no goddamn Deontay Wilder, man. I don't believe that shit. You know, it's just shit. I mean, if that's the case, you could say, well, Wilder was scared of Joshua when the zone offered him all that goddamn money, that $100 million. You know, the fight 3 fights, that fight Dominique Brazil for $20 million and fight Joshua for $40 million apiece. So, I mean, if that's the case, but I get it. You know, Joshua is the Brit. He's from overseas, and the guys who Wilder had made a pact with, you know, they was able to control the narrative on YouTube for a long time, and that's what it was. But this Joshua being afraid of Deontay Wilder, I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that.
No, me either. I feel the same way as you, Coach. Coach, man, I'd like to thank you for having me on, brother, and hopefully you get me on here again sometime because I love chopping it up with my Florida homie, man.
Hey, Blood. I'm gonna get. You want to take a call before you go?
Yeah, let me take a call.
All right. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oakland 2 times.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Blood what he thought about, you know, the combination of Derek James and AJ. Because in my opinion, ever since the Usyk rematch, I feel like AJ's skills have been regressing. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but what's your opinion?
Well, you know, he wasn't really with Derek James for very long, and that shows some problems with AJ because he's been kind of inconsistent. He's been going from trainer to trainer, bouncing around. You know, he's with Garcia, then he went to Derek James. I thought Derek James probably taught him a few things, but all of a sudden he dropped Derek James. You got to work with these trainers for years. Like the great trainers.
Oh, he's not with him now?
Not for this fight. He's with
Oh shit! I didn't know that, Blood.
Yeah, he's not with him anymore. So you know, I mean, apparently he wasn't happy with something. I don't know if it's for good or if we're going to go back to him again. All I know is that he's not with Derek James for this fight. So, see, the thing about these trainers, legendary trainers, the fighters that they came up with, right? Like Georgie Benton, for instance. He went over to Benny Briscoe, a fighter he fought, but he put in a lot of time with Benny Briscoe. You got to put in tons of fights with these trainers to really get these trainers' philosophy down. You got to put in several fights with these guys, man. 1 or 2 fights, 3 fights is not enough to judge it because you got to win and you got to lose with the trainer. Once you lose with the trainer and you bounce back, that shows that you got to take the good with the bad, man. That's how we know what kind of effect Derek James would have had on him. He didn't stay with him long enough for us to get that answer. But you didn't know he was not with Derek James anymore. So, you know, he ain't with him right now.
Damn. Yeah, because I'm over here blaming Ryan Garcia's fight against Duarte with, you know, Derek James maybe, you know, prioritizing with AJ. You know what I'm saying? You know, shows what I know.
Yeah, nah, man. Hey, shout out to Martin from Oakland. Salute, fam. Hey, Blood, I know you got to go, man. I'm going to get you back on next week, brother. Let everybody know how to get in contact with you and what channels you want them to follow.
Hey, man, you guys can follow Retro Boxing. The reason why I want you to follow Retro Boxing and documentaries, because that's where the documentaries are at. And I got a 5-hour Ali piece coming out within 3 or 4 days. So y'all be on the lookout for that. If y'all want to learn about Ali, the 1965 build-up to Sonny Liston Ali 2, it's going to be on that channel. I'm telling all kind of inside stories, man. I got articles to back it up. One love to everybody. And I'll see y'all next week when Coach has me back, man. It's always an honor to come on here with Coach Malachi, man. My homie from Florida, my brother. And I've met Coach Malachi before. He's a real good friend of mine. We real friends, Coach. You know, sometimes Coach get on here sometimes and say, hey, y'all ain't none of my friends. I don't know y'all. He knows me. He met me. So we good friends, me and Coach. He's always going to be my friend for life, man, my brother. So one love to Coach Malachi, man. And thanks a lot again for sharing your platform. And I'll see y'all soon, man.
All right, shout out to my brother, Blood Boxing, man. Retro Boxing documentaries. Yeah, when I say that, I want to clarify that. When I say that, I ain't talking about nobody who I rock with. I ain't talking about the subscribers, the guys in the chat, and nothing like that. You know, when I say, man, these niggas ain't none of my friends, these niggas with these YouTube channel, I'm not talking. If I'm all right with you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the dudes who, you know, I'm talking about certain guys, like certain guys. Carla, hold on. I'm talking about certain guys because I tell you guys, look, man, this shit fake on YouTube. Like, I see guys, they be friends 1 minute, and the next minute they making diss videos. They doing videos dissing each other. So, I mean, I had channels that I was all right with. Then motherfuckers started dissing me, and it is what it is. I started dissing them, so it is what it is. I don't give a damn, you know. You talk shit, I talk shit. I talk shit with the best of them. You know, I'm in the top 10 shit talkers. I can't out-talk Dollar Bill, but, that's neither here nor there. But, we from Florida. Florida niggas talk a lot of shit. Florida women talk a lot of shit, too. I mean, it is what it is, I just ain't with the fake shit. I'm going to just continue to do me, do what I've been doing, and it's been working. So I don't know how to be anything other than myself. And I'm gonna continue to do that. And, hate me or love me, what you see is what you get. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Troy Graham, Baltimore. How you be, Coach?
Troy from B-More. Talk to me, fam.
Yeah, listen, I don't know if Blood's still there or not, because I just called in, but
he gone.
Listen, okay, the fights tomorrow, man. Let me just run through them real quick. I think the most intriguing one on there is the Wilder Parker fight, because both of them, you said, I could tell, we don't know what we're going to see from either fighter, but I think because of Parker's style, I see Wilder beating him, right? Because he likes to go in and come out, and there's a chance he can get caught with that right hand, so I see Wilder beating him. I see the fight with Joshua and Wilding. It's going to be an okay fight, but Joshua should come out on top in that fight. And the big drug addict and Dubois is going to knock him out. I mean, this dude has no skill set. And you said he came in at 300 pounds?
330 pounds. That's what he came in on the weigh-in. 330.
Okay, that shows his dedication. Why is he even on this card? How did he even get another shot on this low? Why? He just needs to be completely kicked out of the sport of boxing, period. But hopefully, Dubois would knock him out, and finally we could put a period on the career of Big Baby, because I never want to see him or hear his name again as far as boxing is concerned. So that's how I feel about the 3 heavyweight fights. Have a good day, brother.
All right, shout out to Troy. Hold on, guys. We got cash apps. We got cash apps and super chats. Hold on, we got a cash app. Shout out to Darius. Hey, okay. Dropping the cash app. He said, who was your fighter of the year? I don't know. I don't know yet because you can break it down to fighter of the year, and you can break it down to fight of the year. And I don't want to sit back and misinterpret a fight that I seen that was highly anticipated because that was the fight of the year, and say that guy is the fighter of the year. So I don't know. But I'm leaning towards Crawford. To be fair. For me, it's 2 fighters I'm looking at. Crawford and a New Way the Monster. Those are the 2 fighters I'm looking at. Terrence Crawford and New Way the Monster. Those are the 2 I'm looking at. True. Shout out to Atheist. Hey, okay. Dropping that $250 on your boy. He said, don't let Haney hoes get away with hyping Ryan now that Dev is going to fight him. They called him a TikTok tomato can after Tank beat him. Well, you're right about that. They did this. Ryan Garcia said he was a TikToker, this and that. And then now if Devin Haney is going to fight him, they are praising him. I mean, that's what fighters do, though. Fighters will do that. Fighters will talk down on another fighter, an opponent. Again, as I told you, there's beef. There's like a war going on online between Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Devin Haney fans, Tank Davis fans. So you is right about that, fam. They did tear Ryan Garcia down, and I've torn him down myself. I called him a TikToker, Instagram model, selfie stick king. I said all that shit. I said all that. But at the end of the day, I am going to give Ryan Garcia his credit, his props. He fought Tank Davis at a catch weight, and something that was at a disadvantage to him, but he chose to make that fight happen, so he can't cry about that. Once you agree to the terms, don't cry about it. If you didn't, you can't agree to the terms and then cry when you don't get the outcome that you're looking for. That's one. And then 2, if Devin Haney and Tank ain't fighting each other, I see nothing wrong with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fighting each other. I mean, that's a big fight. Both of those guys are gonna make a lot of money. I see nothing wrong with that. I don't get caught up in what the fighters say or whatever to each other online. I mean, fighters are gonna talk, they're gonna say this and that, but at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to these guys fighting each other and the money that they're gonna make at the end of the day. So I'm not getting too emotionally invested in it. If that's what you want to do, you can get emotionally invested in it if you want to. You have that right, but you know, your issues are not my issues, to be fair. True. And shout out to Tank Davis, man. I heard he bought the block. I heard he bought the block up over there in Baltimore. The property value is very, very low in Baltimore. So you could probably buy a house for $5 in Baltimore. But shout out to doggone on Tank Davis. He can use that as a tax write-off, so he ain't got to pay Uncle Sal them taxes. Spend that money on the block. I heard he bought the block. That's a good thing. Shout out to Tank.
Hey, yeah. Ooh, that look good. How much fun?
Yeah, the thing is with me, guys, is this. I don't get caught up in, like, you know, I tell people time and time again, your issues are not my issues. Like, you know, I'm not whoever people hate, like, whatever. I don't give a damn. I ain't really get caught up in that. Cause to be fair, I don't have an emotional attachment to none of these fighters that's boxing today. To be fair, like I come from an old school era. My emotional attachments is tied into Hagler, Roberto Duran, Salvador Sanchez, Wilfred Benitez, Wilfredo Gomez, Trinidad, Pernell Whitaker. My emotional attachment is with those old school guys. There's not a fighter that's boxing today that I can say it just wows my heart. That I'm just like, oh man, shit, I'm finna just ride or die for him. And every day I'm not doing that. I don't have no emotional attachment to these fighters today like that. I just don't. There's some good fighters. There's some fighters I like. Fighters I have good. There's some fighters I have good relationships with. Fighters that I really, really like. Some good guys. I met some of these guys, but I don't have the affection, that I have for Hagler. You get what I'm saying? So I just don't. So I don't have the casual mindset in today's time that a lot of the guys that's online arguing, debating, fighting about who got what money and who bought this car and who skinny jeans look better and who painted their fingernails. I like that fingernail polish. His fingernail polish is better than what's theirs fingernail polish. And my fighter got a better person. Like, I ain't getting caught up in all that shit, because at the end of the day, that shit don't mean nothing to me anyways. I'm not benefiting from it. You know what I mean? And I'm just being honest with you. Shout out to Goddess. She said, where Bill at, coach? You know what? I don't know where Bill is at. That's a good question. Hey, Goddess. That's a good question. I don't know where Dollar Bill at. I don't know what Dollar Bill at. So, Dollar Bill probably somewhere. He's probably somewhere talking shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, and DMC, and this another thing too, right? Like Bill Haney, Bill make a lot of enemies, not only on social media, but he talk a lot of trash. He say a lot of stuff. Like Bill don't work behind the scenes. Bill is a boots on the ground type guy. When Bill come through, he I want all the smoke. Like, I'll put it this way: if Bill Haney was a YouTuber, if he was a boxing content creator, he would probably have a free smoke channel. The free smoke channels like the Black and Browns, Major Key Boxing, they used to have free smoke. The Whole Money, they have free smoke. Bill Haney, he will probably be more of a free smoke channel. Me, I'm not a free smoke channel. I ain't, that shit. That shit is too counterproductive, right? You got 20 niggas on the live, all of them yelling and screaming at each other. You the bitch ass nigga. You the bitch ass nigga. Drop the addy, nigga. Drop the addy. You the bitch. You the bitch. I got shooters. You better not come to the fight. You better not come to the fight. You know what I mean? Shut up. Gun emojis. Demon emojis. You know what I mean? All caps. Like this. If you hear one free smoke panel, you hear them all. You will hear a million threats. You know what I mean? Everybody gonna say what they gonna do to somebody. Guess what? Ain't nothing gonna happen. True. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Listen, ain't nothing gonna happen. Dude gonna talk about, nigga, I'm a blood, I'm a crip, I'm a gangster disciple, I'm a GD. You better ask somebody about me. But I'm fruit top Pyru. You know what I mean? You better ask somebody about me, dog. You know what I mean? I'm telling with the treetops. You know what I mean? I'm telling the tape, I'm 18th Street, boy, I'm 18th Street. Better ask somebody about me, South Central, this, that. I'm like, man, these dudes, man, I told you, bro, I don't seen them all since I've been on YouTube, fam. I don't seen every game banger known to man on the YTBC. I don't seen all the gun emojis. I don't got shot by every gun emoji from every parts of the country. I got shot by New York gun emojis. I've been shot. Now, all of my threats, for the most part, I got shot by a lot of Texas gun emojis. Some from New York. Some from Chicago. I don't seen Chicago gun emoji. I don't seen it all, dog. These niggas soft as cotton candy. True. This shit sweet, man. This shit sweeter than bear meat.
And by the way, ladies, and I'm telling you the God's honest truth. By the way, ladies, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. By the way, ladies, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. I had a dream, and spirit confirmed to me in the dream that I'm supposed to have 2 wives. And since it came to me in my dream, it is official and it is authentic. It was approved by the heavens. They will not be the same complexion, because I don't want to be accused of being a light-skinned supremacist or a dark-skinned supremacist.
It's like when these dudes be on here threatening you, talking trash, in their mind, they're John Gotti's. I don't met digital John Gotti's. I don't met digital El Chapos. I don't met digital, what's my man name? Pablo Escobars. I don't met digital Big Meaches. I don't met digital Larry Hoovers. I don't met digital Melvin Farmers, Ayatollah Mobs. I don't met digital Big U's. I don't listen, YTBC, they got every gangster known to man, especially over there with the Alphabet Boys. Like, them are some of the toughest, gangsterest old niggas I ever seen in my goddamn life. But guess what? They wouldn't kill a mosquito if he was biting them on the arm.
Nigga, I'm talking face on the brochure, boy. Lights out, hear me? Clap on, clap off. Okay. You got me fucked up, cuz.
Sheila from Cali say, Coach, is it too late for the poll on the Day of Reckoning? It's too many, and damn, I don't even know how to do a poll on that, because the thing is there's several fights on there. So who do we do a poll on? Like Joshua Odo Wallin? Like it's a bunch of fights. And if I was to do a poll, I'm trying to say, how would I do it? Who wins? Joshua wins. Wilder wins. I don't know. Who wins? I don't know how I would do that. It's too many fights on that fight card. Like, people can call in. People can call into the show. You can call into the show and tell me who you like, and I can write it down like that. You know what I mean? He say poll on the upset. Let's see. Let's see how we would do it. Like, how do you want to do the poll? Let's see. Okay, what would be the upset? The upset fight tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know how we would do that. Let's see. Let's see. Wilder is fighting Joseph Parker. So we'll see. Wilder's fighting. Like, how do you guys want to do it? Like, how do you guys want to do it? Wallin or Parker? Okay, Wallin or Parker? Okay. Odo Wallin. We'll just put Wallin. Odo Wallin. We'll put Joseph Parker. Odo Wallin, Joseph Parker. We know Wallin is fighting Joshua. Parker is fighting Wilder. What's the other two? What's the other two you guys want to put? Hold on, sorry about that. What's the other two? What's the other two you guys want to put? I'm trying to see. You already got that. I already got that. I got AJ. I got Wallin. If you pick Wallin, you picking him for the upset. So OJ or Wilder. Big Baby. I mean, a Big Baby win, would that be an upset? I mean, because Daniel Dubois is favorite, but if Big Baby win, would that be an upset, really? You get what I'm saying? Miller and Dubois, I mean, you know, would that be an upset? You get what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like Daniel Dubois is a hell of a fighter his goddamn self, so would that be an upset, really? I mean, I'll put that down. Let's see. I'll put Gerald Miller. Hold on, let's see. Odo Wallin, let me see. Let's put Joshua versus Odo Wallin. Let's put Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Dubois versus CVS Miller. Put that down. I'm always going to call him CVS. His mother got busted 3 times. CVS Miller. And what's the fourth one? What's the fourth one? You say AJ Wilder, Sanchez, Bivol. I don't even know who Sanchez is fighting. I do have it in my opening monologue who he's fighting, but you're talking about Bivol and Linden. All right, I'll put Bivol in there. I'll put Bivol in there. I have to put that in. I think it's Lyndon Arthur, right? Lyndon Arthur. That'll be it right there. Y'all can pick that right there. Yeah, I wasn't even. I normally do a poll when it's like the main guy, but this is so many guys on here, and I don't even know how to do a poll on that. So it is what it is. Shout out to James. He said far. Yeah, I already done posted it. Man. Shout out to Rocket, man. Hey, look here, man. Y'all sitting here watching the show, hate watching, didn't want to hit the like button. Where my main man at, man? Don't want to hit the like button? Riley, talk to him.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Hey, doggone Brady 12 said if Gerald Miller were to win tomorrow, he putting the heavyweight division on notice. On notice for what? What do you put him on notice for? Gerald Miller he's been a pro since what, 2009? This is his 14th year as a pro. What do you put him on notice for? Do you get what I'm saying? You feel me? Like what does he put him on notice for? That he going to McDonald's? Or that he going to CVS? This man came in weighing, what they say, 333 pounds? This dude is huge, man. You know, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I hope there's drug testing over there now. I hope it's drug testing over there, bro. Cause that dude right there, boy. You get what I'm saying? I hope it's drug testing. You know, cause, you know, a 330-something pound guy, they say he throw a lot of punches per round, coach. I'm like, yeah, come on, this man is a serious drug cheat. This man don't got popped 3 times. You know what I mean? This man don't got popped 3 times. So shit, that's why I need to know if this guy can fight without being on dope. He don't got popped 3 times. He just coming off a suspension not too long ago. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I know he be sucking his stomach in when he be at weigh-in and doing like this. He's sucking his stomach in, but then when he get in the ring and fight, you see how big that stomach looks. So 330 pounds, man, we gonna see, man. We gonna see how that work out for him. You know, I don't know, man. I'm pulling for Joshua. I want Joshua to beat Odo Wallin, so I'm gonna ride with Joshua. I'm riding with Deontay Wilder over Joseph Parker. As a matter of fact, let me tell y'all who I'm riding with. Shit, hold on. Cause I have the names here. Joshua versus Odo Wallin. Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Daniel Dubois versus Gerald Miller. Dimitri Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur. You know, Mark Madal versus Caballel. I can't even pronounce these dude's name really. Jay Opetaye versus Ellis Sorro. Philip Ergovich versus Mark De Morty, right? And Frank Sanchez versus Junior Fa. So, damn, you know what? You know what I'm looking at too, dog? Damn. We ain't got but Wilder shit. Wilder the only one. Shit, Wilder the only. Well, Wilder and Gerald Miller, they the only Americans on here, right? From America. So Frank Sanchez from Cuba. Man, Lord have mercy. Hey, we need some help in the heavyweight division, man. I'm looking at this card, right? And you have heavyweights, they from all over the world. You have heavyweights from all over the world, fam. Like all over the world on this card. Then, of course, you have Dimitri Bivol. I'm hoping that I got Dimitri Bivol winning. I got Bivol winning. Shit. Frank Sanchez Jr. Fa. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that fight. Philip Ergovich. It's just some fights I really don't know enough about the opponents, guys, to be fair for me to even make an educated decision on who's gonna win. I'm just being honest. Like some of these guys, I haven't watched them, and I'm just being honest with you. I haven't watched these guys, so I know a lot of the boxing fans from the UK. A lot of the boxing fans from the UK, they watch a lot of these guys, like international fighters and stuff like that. They watch a lot of these guys, you know. So I always say that the UK boxing fans, they are very, 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 not all, but I'm saying a lot of them are very, very well versed when it comes to a lot of these different fighters, you know. And so we'll see. Some of these guys I'm really not familiar with in order to give the best decision I can on who I think gonna win the fight. So, you know, and I mean, and that's just being fair. What did he say, Metal Hendrix? He said, Coach, Saudis saving boxing. I mean, you know what, Metal Hendrix, it seemed like that's where the money is. That's where the money is at. You know, for Wilder to be over there fighting, and Joshua, this is his third or fourth time fighting in Saudi Arabia. Joshua was the first fighter that I know of that was getting that Saudi money. He was the first fighter that I knew of that was doing that. So the Saudis seem like what they call a guy, Prince Turkey. They say Prince Turkey, he seemed like they say he's a huge boxing fan. He's invested in it. So I think a lot of fighters, once they see that's where the money is at, you know, they got a decision to make. I just don't want the Saudis to overpay. You know, I really don't. You know what? This is what I'm saying. I don't want them to overpay mismatch fights, right? Like fights that's gonna be a mismatch. Like Joshua Odo Wallin, that's a good match fight. Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker. I tell you the fight I would rather see. I wouldn't mind seeing Wilder fight Gerald Miller, or even Joshua fight Gerald Miller. You know, because I want Wilder and Joshua to knock that dude out. To be fair, stretch his ass out, send him back to Brooklyn, right? But I say this: Joshua Odo Wallin, that's a good match fight. Wilder, Joseph Parker. I don't know what Joseph Parker have left because he took a beating against Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut. He took a beating against the Juggernaut, so I don't know what he have left after that. So we're gonna find out. Bivol, you know, you know what I think, fam. I just think that the money is not here in America to put on a fight like that. Maybe they could have pulled that fight off in the UK. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't. You know, now that I think about it, now they probably couldn't pull that off. I think the Saudi money is the only way that a big fight card like this could have happened. Because it couldn't have happened in the UK, and it definitely damn so couldn't have happened in America. You know what I mean? So the Saudi money is the only way that that did it for me. You know what I mean? So it's coming on at a different time. I don't know when the main event starts. So we're gonna find out. It is on DAZN. I think it's on pay-per-view. If you are a subscriber, I think the pay-per-view is like $40. So I'm gonna buy it. I think the pay-per-view is like $40. I'm gonna buy it. You know, so hold on.
I'll tell you something, because you know how much I like you.
Hold on. See something. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hey Rick, I'm still on my show.
Jesus.
I'll call you when I get out.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. Caller, what's your name when you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, this D Block.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, D Block 2 times. Talk to me.
Hey, Coach, you know what? What I'm starting to think, that Saudi money, man, I think it's great for boxing, Coach. I really do. I think it's like a neutral place for all the promoters that have beef with each other. But I'm still thinking PBC still hasn't landed a main fight there. Have you noticed that, Coach, with the Saudis? Do you think there's something up with that? Like they don't want to be committed with the Saudis because they're kind of, you know, they run their own show in their own ways, or I mean, I never could understand that, Coach, because we got Top Rank, we got DAZN, we got many other boxing agencies that are going in there with the Saudis. As you can see the background, I mean, there's plenty of promoters in there. Do you think that the PBC is having some kind of issues with the Saudis, or they don't want to be committed 100% with them?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have enough information on that question to give you an educated answer. I really don't know. I can't. I have no idea, to be fair.
Okay, but do you think that the PBC maybe in the future will probably have something to do with the Saudis to make those mega fights like Tank Davis and, you know, any of these young fighters that are trying to come up and fight?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. You know, the PBC kind of like doing their own thing, so you know, I really don't know. I can't. Al Heyman runs his company the way he runs his company, and his fighters for the most part are loyal to him, and they do what he says. So yeah. I really don't know, fam. I don't know. I mean, only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I really feel, Coach, that Joshua. I think he doesn't really have that much to prove, because at the end of the day, I feel like his skills are really going to pay the bills. You know, he's going to go in there and knock him out, and I think eventually we're going to get that Anthony Joshua and Wilder fight. Who do you favor in that fight, Coach? I'm gonna let you be like that. D Block, D Town,
shout out D Block.
Fuck him.
Well, I will let you know who do I favor once I find out that they're fighting each other. Until then, Wilder and Joshua is like Haney and Tank Davis. It's a fantasy match. It's something that I don't think it hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's going to happen. I think maybe Wilder and Joshua will probably happen more so now. Both of those guys are getting older. I think Deontay Wilder is what, 38 years old. So Wilder's pushing 40. Wilder's almost 40 years old. So caller, hold on. Shout out to Stephen X dropping that $2 super chat. He said if AJ and Wilder win, they will fight. He said they will fight each other. Yeah. Hey, Stephen, they don't have anything on paper yet. And when they asked Wilder and Joshua, will they fight next? Wilder says he doesn't know. There's nothing set in stone yet. Don't nobody know anything yet. So we'll see, fam. We'll see, man. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. But I know. Wilder's looking for one more big money fight. Joshua will be the big money fight for him, and he's pushing 40. So, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Sheila from Cali.
Sheila from Cali, talk to me.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for doing the poll. And I realize there's a whole bunch of different, cards and things, but I thought it might be interesting. And I like how you put it about the biggest upset. I thought you narrowed that very well. What I was thinking, though, is AJ and Wallin. I think that'd be a really good fight, because AJ at the press conference. Did you watch the press conference? The full press conference?
No, I didn't watch the full press conference.
Okay, because AJ made an interesting statement. He had stated that if he doesn't get past this fight, he might be done. He said that out of his mouth, and I'm quoting his, paraphrasing what he said. And I hope not, but I'm rooting for AJ because I'd like to see him fight others, Wilder, maybe Miller. I don't know, but hopefully he'll get through him. So I'm pushing for AJ. Let's go, AJ.
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to Sheila from Cali. Thank you, sis.
All right.
Yeah, there's a brother in the chat said that Wilder and JJ is signed for March the 9th, and I'm like, that's not true. Where is that at? Because that's not what Joshua said. Joshua didn't say that, and Deontay Wilder didn't say that. So I don't know where you guys getting that information from, but if you can send me some receipts, that's where Joshua is saying that, hey, yeah, me and Wilder is signed for March the 9th, or if Wilder is saying that we're signed for March the 9th, please send me that. I haven't seen that. Cause that's not because when questions were posed to Deontay Wilder about fighting Joshua and vice versa, neither one of them said that. So, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, it's Jerry. What's up, buddy?
Jerry from B-More. Talk to me.
How you feeling today, Coach? You seem like you're a little pissed off or something.
Oh no, I'm good.
Right?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, this is a good card tomorrow. I mean, there's a lot of names on it, right? But they're favorable matchups. I'm not looking to complain. It's $40. This is, it's stacked as far as names, but it's favorable matchups. Looks like they're, they want to rekindle the casual fans' interest in the Wilder Joshua fight, and that's good. They both got to win tomorrow. I usually like upsets. I usually feel upsets are good for boxing, but in this case, I don't think it would be, because it's better that Wilder and Joshua fight. They need to fight, like Wilder says. And, as far as the Saudis, it's clear. The Saudis, they like to stage big events. They're probably not going to promote boxing from a blue-collar sense, like up-and-comers and stuff like that too much. But it's clear. They'll put on a PGA golf tournament, world-class tennis match. They like to host these big events, and they got all the money in the world to do it. Obviously, they overpay. It bypasses all the promoter discrepancy network. They just got the money to throw at it to get it done. And hopefully, if they continue to do that with big fights, maybe it'll rekindle, boxing here in the States. Because what you said about the UK maybe being a little better to put on the fight, all the years I've been watching, I never dreamed the UK's market would be bigger than the US. They used to want to come here. Yeah. That was their dream. That's true. Now the UK, it's bigger than the US market. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the card just to see the fighters get back in action. And the upset, the guy that has the best chance of being upset, in my opinion, is Joshua.
Yeah. I was looking at that too with Odo Wallin, because of the different challenges that he may bring from a boxing standpoint, and him being a southpaw as well. So, but I got you, Jerry. Shout out to Jerry for B-More, man. Salute, fam. Thank you for calling. Jerry got Joshua possible upset with Odo Wallin, so I'm gonna write that down. Yeah. So man. So my thing is, see, this is the problem with boxing in America, right? It's very, very different. Like, I remember growing up, just even in the 90s, people was very, very passionate about the sport of boxing. And today it seems just a lot more tribalistic amongst the promotional companies. And the reason why is because, what I liked about what Don King was in his heyday, Don King and Bob Arum used to work together. You had Duval, you had Lou Duval Promotions. You had quite a, you had Murad Muhammad. A lot of these guys used to work together. Now, don't get me wrong, it was still some tribalism a little bit, but they got the job done a lot. In today's time, it's more, the promoters are more tribalistic. They don't really work together like back in the day, so that changed. But the fan bases have become fans of promotional companies and networks. That's something that really changed that I didn't see when I was watching boxing in the 80s and 90s and even the early part of the 2000s. But I'm not saying that there wasn't network issues with Showtime and HBO. There were that, but I never seen it to this degree to where you have fans that's now online. They're choosing sides with networks and promotional companies. I can see fans choosing sides with fighters because you love a fighter and you hate a fighter. So I get that. That's always there, but I think that's what's different now. That's what I don't like. And there's something that goes on a lot with blood boxing, and social media is just a way to put everything out there. With Twitter, you got YouTube chats and Facebook groups and Reddit groups. You got Reddit groups and stuff like that. Where people, it just seemed like that the network divide with fans and for me, maybe I'm just a lame boxing fan on the outside looking in. I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand. I'm in love with a network. I'm in love with a promotional company. Like, bro, I just don't understand that. I'm a hater fighter because he signed to the wrong promotional company. I'm a hater fighter because he signed to the wrong network. He's with the wrong network. I ain't never heard of no shit like this. But in today's time, that's the norm. True. In America, that's the norm. American boxing on social media, and then now boxing, no one is passionate about boxing like that over here. I mean, they'll watch it, but back then, it was different, fam. Like, there was a passion with fans, and we, with boxing and stuff like that, and even with the fighters. In today's time, it's like, you get what I'm saying? And they've always had football. They've always had baseball. Always had basketball. So that's not it. When people say, well, no, man, this was in America, we got football, we got basketball, we got baseball. There's many things. There's a whole lot of sports that Americans can watch. Well, they had that back then. They had that in the 90s. They had it in the 80s. But America stopped producing top talent fighters. They should stop producing we got the Crawfords, we got the Tank Davises, we have the Devin Haneys, we have the Shakur Stevensons, we have the Deontay Wilders, the Errol Spences. But, bro, I swear, bro, it ain't the same, bro. Like, it ain't the same, dog. Like, the swag ain't there, the energy ain't there, the twitcity ain't there. It's more hype now, more hyperbole, more smoke and mirrors. And it seemed like that is a lot more watered down now. I ain't complaining about it. I'm not the complainer. I'm the guy that's just gonna make adjustments. But it's different, bro. It's just so different. They don't even build fighters like they used to anymore. The trainers are not as good as the old school trainers. It's just different, dog. I can't even put my finger on it. I would have to sit down with some OGs myself. I would have to sit down with some OGs and we just have a conversation about this, and I just take notes and write stuff down just to put down, like, you get what I'm saying? It's just different. And boxing today is more casual. It's definitely more casual today. Boxing today is definitely more casual. So, and you have a bunch of casuals who they use non-boxing talking points to make a boxing argument. A perfect example. Well, listen, we just gonna say fighter A and fighter B. Well, fighter A, the A side, we don't need him to fight fighter B because we automatically know how that's gonna work out. This is the era to where fighters, fan bases, will automatically give their fighter, who they love, the victory over another fighter who they haven't even fought yet. True. Oh, well, my fighter ain't got a fight poach chop with it. We automatically know what he gonna do to poach chop. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't work that way, but they got to fight each other. Well, now see, my fighter the A side, and he ain't sold enough pay-per-views, and his baby mama ain't bow-legged, and his auntie gotta be knock-kneaded, and his cousin gotta know how to do the electric slide, and his sister gotta know how to be a general contractor, and and his cousin gotta know how to do the one leg up, and his baby mama gotta know she gotta win the Tootsie Roll contest at the strip club. And it's like, bro, like, this era right here is strange. It's very strange to me. And then when they get mad, they go to yelling, screaming, calling you bitch ass nigga. I got shooters. Drop the addy. You better not come to the fight. This and that. It's like a bunch of emotional beta males, like a bunch of emotional beta males online. They tough as hell behind that keyboard, but that's about as far as they're gonna go. True. Did you get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. The boxing fans in the UK, they are real boxing fans. Boxing fans from Mexico, they are real boxing fans. One of my favorite fighters is a New Way the Monster. You have dudes online talking about a New Way the Monster ain't nothing. Like, you can't make this up. Oh, well, new way, he ain't nothing. He ain't really fought nobody. And I'm like, dude, like literally, bro, when I hear dudes go to, I'm like, dude, y'all don't, oh, he from Japan. Dude, you don't even watch, you haven't even watched any of his fights. Like, this dude is a monster. Like, I can't argue with dudes that don't know what a trap counter is. That don't know why this fighter's taking a half step back. That don't know how to control the distance and range, how to manipulate the space, that don't know how a fighter can fight mid-range, how he can roll with his shots, how he can slip, counter, come back, parry, catch, shoot. Do you understand what I'm saying? How he used feints in order to set up the power hand. You know, I can't argue with fans who don't even know what they're looking at. They just know, well, my fighter knocked him out. How did he knock him out? How did he set that up? They can't even tell you. True. And my fighter with the PBC. My fighter with Top Rank. My fighter with Matchroom. My fighter driving Lambos with suicide doors. My fighter rich. Dude, you got lint in your pocket and you're bragging about multimillionaires who wouldn't even piss on you if you was on fire. These fighters don't care nothing about you niggas. Like, I keep telling y'all that now. Carla, hold on. These man fans, you listen. I want to burst your bubble. You extreme man fans of your favorite fighters, I promise you, these guys don't like you like that. They don't like man fanboys. These fighters don't like you. The fighter that you're threatening people over online, I promise you, he don't like you. They look at y'all as male groupies. I wish one day you could meet one of your favorite fighters and have that same energy that you have when you call this show or be on other chats, when you can be in front of them and watch how they treat you. This is the last call. Call, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Cole? This is Derek again, the second time.
All right, let you the last call. Go ahead.
All right, cool. One more thing, too. We know they don't keep that same energy. I was listening to the other YouTube. I ain't gonna say no name though, but they don't keep that same energy, Cole. You know how the Bud and Boost thing? Like, bro, okay, Bud got a rematch with Errol Spence, but you know the dude Conor Ben from UK? Mm-hmm. He called out Boost in it, and guess what? His daddy talking about, oh, he don't bring nothing to the table. He don't fight nobody. He's a judge. But Boost don't got nobody to fight, right? Boost got nobody to fight, but Conor Ben wants to smoke. They don't keep that same energy. Like, you feel me? They keep talking about, oh, Bud ducking this. Why he fighting rematch and Spence? Like, bro, it's on the contract. Like, you feel me, coach? Like, y'all saying Boost good, like he say he is, fight Conor Ben. He can fight in the U.S. I don't think he can fight in the U.K., but he can fight in the U.S. And he said he won that IVF belt. He said he want the belt, bro. So they ain't responding back yet to him, bro. So they acting real funny, like they don't want no smoke. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, shout out to Derek.
Yeah.
Salute, fam.
All right.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest with you. See, I gotta bust you male fans who have these fetishes over your fighters. I gotta bust your bubble. The male fighters like the women. It's somewhat like Karma Serene. Karma Serene is a beautiful woman, right? When Karma Serene be at a fight and she catches the eye of those fighters who you guys are so in love with. Some of the male fighters, they love the women. They love the women. That's true. They don't really like you guys like that. You know, they may take a picture with you. They may take a picture with you. You get what I'm saying? They'll do that, you know, be cordial with you and stuff like that. They'll take a picture with you. But nah, they really like the women though. They really like the women. Like the women, oh, you know, they like the female fans now. They like the female fans. You know what I mean? But some of you dudes, man, like I be sitting back watching these guys. I'm like, damn, this dude, he going all out, huh? Oh, you want to put up a fight online for your favorite fighter, huh? You know what I mean? you want to threaten people because they don't agree with your opinion, huh? I'm like, dude, if you only knew, them dudes don't even look at you like that, dog. They don't look at you like that. True. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Yeah, I don't look at you like that. All right, we got 159 votes. Let's see. Wow. Okay, this is a pretty good poll. So out of 159 votes, 36% of the people, the question was, what would be the upset fight tomorrow, right? 36% say Joshua versus Oda Wallin. So they're saying that Oda Wallin, 36% believe that that'll be the upset fight. 33% are picking Joseph Parker to upset Deontay Wilder. That's interesting. 23% are picking Gerald Miller to upset Daniel Dubois. And 7% are picking Arthur to upset Bivol. Okay, that's interesting. We had 160 votes. Let me end that. I want you guys to see it. That's it right there, fam. That's it right there. That's for tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Hey, I got to give everybody a shout out who gave a super chat. And of course, I'm going to give the ladies a shout out as well. You know, we represent for the Tenderonis over here. Shout out to Epoxy. Shout out to RJ. Shout out to John Destruction. Shout out to Leonardo Rodriguez. Shout out to Jesus Garza. Shout out to Eric from H-Town. Shout out to Jamario. Shout out to Andy Payne. Shout out to Ronaldo Jimenez. Shout out to Atheist Ghostbuster. And shout out to Stephen X. Let's give a brother a round of applause. You know, today is Tenderoni Friday, so we got to give a shout out to the Tenderonis, the PYTs, and the Honey Dips. Shout out to Mimi24. Shout out to Mo Easy. Shout out to Keith from Tennessee. Shout out to Sheila from Killer Cali. Shout out to the Duchess of Wisdom. Shout out to Passion for Beauty. Shout out to Sabrina Lee. Shout out to the lovely Goddess. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bales. Shout out to Miss Connie Stevens. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez. My sister Food Revolution. Bless 365. Shout out to North Omaha's very own Tila. Shout out to my sister Nick Rich from the O. Fiona Toole from Duval. Shout out to the lovely Amina. Shout out to Green Eyes Pete, that girl from Liverpool. Shout out to Danetta. Danetta, she's a great singer, bro. Shout out to Bree. Salute to Bree. My sister Ebony 76. Shout out to Felicia Williams. Shout out to Tila. What's going on, sis? Shout out to who else we have? Shout out to La Jessica. True. Shout out to my sister Karma Serene. Hey, man, listen, man. Karma Serene been following, like, she remember when I first started my channel. Like, when I had, like, 200 subscribers, Karma Serene was, you know what I mean? So, man, I got a lot of love for Karm. You know what I mean? Karm, listen, Karm gonna go to war for Errol Spence. She gonna go to war for Canelo, and she gonna go to war for AJ. And those are the facts. True. Karm, you play. You know what? Listen, I can't get, and this is another thing I want to say. I can't get mad at a woman for being a fan girl of her favorite fighter. If a woman is like, oh man, she always riding AJ meat, or she riding Canelo meat, or this and that. There's nothing wrong with the woman doing that. The problem is when you men do it. True. Like, there's no problem with the woman having an overly affection for her favorite fighter. There's nothing wrong with a woman doing it. The problem is when you men do it. Like, y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? I just want to throw that out there. Shout out to Kiara. Shout out to Summer in November. Shout out to Elena. And shout out to Nate with the A. Let's get a Tenderonis round of applause. Yeah, how you gonna get mad at a woman? How you gonna get mad at a woman for being having an overly affection for a male fighter? But y'all ain't got no problem with a dude. Yeah, I'm finna go to war. I don't want to say nobody's name. But you got some dudes. They like to buy their favorite fighters' draws. Again, I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. I ain't say no name. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, what it say? Schoolo say people so backwards, coach. Bro, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Like, it's a problem when a woman do it, but y'all don't see nothing wrong when you got a man that's doing that. That's crazy.
Well, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying, Al Heyman, I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? But a name. Do you have a name? Oh, nah, I ain't got no name,
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican Monster.
And since we're talking about the women, I know a lot of the women in the chat have that revolutionary spirit. If you want to ride for the revolution, I have somebody that's going to lead us to victory.
I need some secretaries. Ladies, where you at? Ladies with the secretarial skills. I need a couple traveling secretaries. I need a couple mobile secretaries. This is all about work, ladies. If you're not a worker, don't join my team because I'm going to cut you and you're going to become a hater. If you know you just husband hunting, ain't nothing wrong with husband hunting. But you don't join Dr. Umar's movement because you husband hunting. You only join Dr. Umar's movement if you are liberation hunting. We are hunting for liberation. We liberation hunting. We ain't husband hunting. So ladies, if you are husband hunting, you cannot be one of my secretaries because it's going to get messy.
It's going to get messy. It's going to get messy. You know what I mean? So I just want to throw that out there. You know, it's going to get messy. Hey, guess what, man? When it comes to the tenderonis, the PYTs, and the honey dips, we run it thing.
Yep, that's right. I'm running things. I'm running things. Cream corn. That's why they call me that. Smooth. I got more measure for your pleasure. Stick with me, baby. I'll have you farting through silk. And let a nigga mess with me. I'll jump on him. All 93 pounds of pure dynamite.
And let's give a shout out. Let's give a shout out to our brother Devontae Tank Davis. I know a lot of the Baltimoreans right now are very, very happy. I heard Tank bought up the block. So he bought the block up. I'm glad he did that. He bought the block up. And right now they celebrating in Baltimore right now.
Hey. Yeah. Ooh, that look good. Hold on. How much fun?
You know, I gotta say this. If you don't like three men dancing together with skinny jeans while making moaning noises and happy, guess what? You ain't gotta like it, but you better respect it.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
It is what it is, man. And sometimes you just got to say the name.
We the Charlotte twins. We known for calling everybody out.
Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out,
What's
please.
up? It's the Jamal the Hitman Charlotte. Let's get it. Who want it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster.
Hello.
If you are a good woman and you're looking for a real man, I got somebody for you.
Hey, woman. Listen here. Since your old man ain't got no heart, maybe you'd like to see a real man. I bet you stay up late every night dreaming you had a real man, don't you? I tell you what, bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real man.
You know what, man? I'm going to say something too, man. A lot of you ladies in the chat, I got to call some of y'all out. You know, Carmen Serene, stuff like that. You know, Lisa Bells, whoever there, Jessica. Some of you women, y'all got to know how to treat a man. Like y'all don't understand that men like roses and men like chocolate covered strawberries. Some of you women, y'all got to step your game up when it comes to making your man happy.
After my God, I respect it. I respect it. After my God. I respect it. After my God, give him after my God.
You second to God, champ.
No. I didn't listen. I respect him. I'm sorry. I respect him.
Come on for the nigga pass out. Take the picture before you pass out.
Yeah, get him before he pass out.
Yeah.
Hold him up.
Yo, we gotta take this guy everywhere. Yeah. Yo, champ.
He needs air.
You need air.
He needs air. Take the picture. Take the picture before you face the picture.
That's my hero, right? That's my hero. One more.
It takes a lot to do. All right, why are you pushing?
Don't worry about it. Come on, I got you, all right?
See, if you're a real woman, you would take your man and see his favorite fighter and watch him fall down on his knees and say, after my God, I respected you. True. See, you sisters is slipping on your pippin. Yeah, only a real man will do what that brother just did. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, surprise. You gay. That's not all. Go in there. Yes. Yes. It is warm. Yes. I love you. Just because.
So y'all gotta step the game up. Roses gotta be, you gotta have roses going to the bed, chocolate covered strawberries in the middle of a heart-shaped petals, rose petals in the bed. Then you gotta have roses going to a warm bathtub with warm water and macadamia nut cookies. I'm wrong, dog. I'm wrong. I'm sorry, man. Listen. I don't want nobody to shoot me, dog. I'm wrong, man. You know, I did this for the hood today, though.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, look here, bro. Hey, shout out to my dog, Booger Ray.
Make it last. Make it last forever. Don't let I love you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you men something. If you got a woman that looks at you with bedroom eyes, if you got a woman that's looking at you with bedroom eyes, very similar to the way Booger Ray was looking at Floyd, if you have a woman at home that looks at you, that she lowers her gaze when she's looking at you, and she has the look of pleasure in her eyes, and her nose flares up, her nostrils flares up, and she's biting her bottom lip while being happy, guess what? You better keep her. True. You better keep her, boy. If you got a woman to look at you the way Booger Ray was looking at doggone Floyd, Lord have mercy, boy, you better keep her. Shout out to doggone man, Carmen Sareem in the building. True. Okay. Hey, shout out to Elena. Shout out to Sheila from Cali. Shout out to Nate. What's going on, sis? Shout out to Tila. Shout out to Jamie Rivera. My main man, Stephen X. Salute, brother. Shout out to Schoolo X-Man, Jamie Rivera. Shout out to Kelly Price. Shout out to No Fuss Giving. Shout out to New Country. What's going on, fam? And shout out to the Martin. Shout out to my sister Summer in November. Shout out to shout out to who's the hey, shout out to Gonzalez, man. y'all killing me, dog. Hey, shout out to Bruce Gas. Hey, shout out to my brother Retro Boss in the documentaries who was here. Hey, shout out to Bossy Jills. Shout out to MK Productions. Shout out to J Man. Hey, shout out to Jackie Hernandez. Hey, shout out to Meta Hendricks. You know, when you got a man that say, "Oh, and it's warm." And shout out to my dog Booger Ray, man. Booger Ray, man, you know, and it's so from this point forward, when you guys hit a classic song by Keith Sweat, Teddy Riley, and Jackie McGee, Make It Last Forever. When you booed up at night with your boo, whether you a woman with a man, or you a man with a woman, or you a man with a man and a woman with a woman, when you put this song on, I want you guys to think about my dog Booger Ray. True. Y'all know what time it is. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. I don't. We'll do a live tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going live for the fights. I got to sit back and see exactly what time they come on. Normally on Saturdays during the day, I be very, very busy, and this is why I do fight parties at night. So just depending on what time that main event come on, I want to. If we do, I want to try to catch the Wilder. I want to see those. I want to see those three fights. I want to see I'm gonna watch the fights, but I don't know if I'm gonna go live for it yet. You get what I'm saying? Because Saturdays is like my day off, really. Saturday is the day that I really, I have a lot of errands I run. Shout out to Miller Hendricks. Hey, okay. Dropping that half a dub on your boy, man. Super sticker, salute, fam.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
But other than that, man, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, man. Sign up for the newsletter. It's pinned to the top of the chat. That's so anytime I go live, you'll get a notification from me. You'll get an email or a text message from me letting you know, hey, man, I just dropped a new video. I just went live. Because YouTube don't always send out the notifications. So other than that, I see you guys tomorrow. You know my motto, don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.